All right, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
The thrilling finale. Will our talented trio? Fuck.
Start it
Thrilling
over.
finale. Will our talented trio triumph over the forces of corruption and greed? Will they discover the dastardly devil behind this disaster? Find out today. That's all.
All right. So if I recall correctly, it's somewhere around mid-afternoon.
I think it's like late afternoon.
Late
but yeah.
afternoon? Okay.
You guys are still in the Trandoshan ship?
Yes. We
Yeah.
just
you
finished
guys-
reviewing the footage.
You guys were hanging out with Carl, James, Jake, and Kames.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We know who to follow at this point. There's like a dude who slipped an inhibitor chip on a drone, or a restraining bolt on the droid. We got his seat number.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go look for him. We also found the brainwashing video. He was seat X7. Don't know what that means, but that's
Pretty
the
good
seat he
seat.
was. Yeah, man, big money spender over here. We also
It
have
was
two
very close to the front, I will say that.
Yeah.
closer than us.
Oh, yeah, you guys were kind of close to the back.
Yeah. Well, it means he's got money.
It's
so
why
we
it
can,
took you so long to get to the front.
What a bitch.
Yeah. What that tells me is that he doesn't know how to responsibly spend his money, so he needs someone else to take it from him.
And those people are us. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna liberate him from his irresponsible use of his funds.
Yeah.
Okay,
Liberate
so
him from the burden of wealth.
let's see. All right, so we have 2 copies of the brainwashing video. 2 physical copies. So
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Did you keep one or did the Trandoshans?
they didn't
I thought
want.
they didn't want it.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember how
They
that
didn't want it, and
They
I
were
asked
very sad.
177.
Yeah, because one of them's related. No, they're all clanmates with Krisk. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also, fun fact: these characters did not exist until you knocked on the door of their ship.
Yeah, no, it's
Really?
it was,
We're actually,
it was
we
very
actually
evident.
create the universe as
Yeah.
as we act.
All right. Corin's gonna head back towards the ship. He wants to go send a message.
That
The
should
company
not
Corin.
be any trouble.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna.
You didn't even leave the parking lot, did you?
No, we just walked to another ship
Yeah,
and told
yeah.
them we're gonna use their stuff.
Yeah, I think Carl, Jake, James, and Kames watch like 3 ships down to yours that are just kind of like they just kind of like squint at you and they're just like, what?
We'll head inside.
Oh, you also, I don't know if I explicitly said this, but you do have their communicator codes, so you can contact them.
Oh, nice. Oh, before we walk into my own ship, can I like pretend to like knock on the door as if it's a stranger ship, and, like wait, and then like open the door and then go inside?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of want to make you roll for it.
I'll do it.
Good, yeah.
What's the roll?
This is medium deception, but you get a black because they are investigative journalists.
Okay, but that's okay because I can get rid of blacks because that sounds weird. I can get rid of.
Jesus. Was not even close to thinking along those lines.
Hang on, let me pull up my deception. I don't think it's great. I mean, it's not like Mr. Z levels, but
Was it called bluff or deception on the system?
deception.
Definitely deception.
I've been playing a bunch of different systems because the 1 hour went off, so I'm all like
All fucked up. Oh man, that's decent. And what's it against?
2 purple, 1 black.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Jeff.
So they definitely you pull it off is the thing. What do they? What happened such that they?
Worth it.
I don't know. I'm like I really want something funny to happen here, and I'm just pulling blanks.
Better than shooting blanks.
I think
The door of the ship that we knock on is.
Oh no! I think I got it.
Oh, okay, you got one.
Yeah. You're so focused on pulling off this bluff because it's not like really your thing. You're used to more direct approaches that you don't realize there's two identical ships parked next to each other, and you have just successfully gained access to a different ship. So you knock and go to pretend to open the door, and like a Rhodian opens the door for you. And it's like, oh, hello.
I'm gonna let Corin handle this one.
Who are you?
I'm Rito. Starts with an R, not a G.
Rito?
Rito.
Rito, how? What is the meaning of this? Why are you on this ship?
I could ask the same of you.
How tall is this man?
4'7".
I'm just gonna step kind of like into him. See that I'm almost twice his height.
Yeah, you step like partially into the ship to do this, and you look around, and it's all decorated with like pink plush and boy band posters.
How do I want to do this? Man, I wish it was more charismatic in
You're
real
still
life.
doing this, but I love it.
I don't think you're in a position to ask any questions, Rito. I ask you once more, why are you here?
The convention, the boat.
The convention, the boat. But why are you here on this ship?
Boat,
How
not the boat.
dare you even step foot in this ship?
I can provide
Corin?
you paperwork, but this is my ship.
I don't believe you
I'm
for
gonna
a
elbow Corin.
second.
I think
You
Corin-
will show me this paperwork.
He's gonna quickly bustle off, and he returns.
I'm just gonna.
with-
Can I follow him?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like leads
I'll
me
just
to the heart.
keep
Yeah,
that
There's.
personal space to like about less than a foot.
I want to
Constantly.
say there's like some posters of some like scantily clad Zeltrons, male Zeltrons and female Twi'leks. He's got very specific tastes. And yeah, he leads you to his glove box and pulls out the paperwork, which has been like reprinted on like stationery that has like hearts and stuff on it.
Kind of glance over them carelessly. You think this would really work?
A
low
yeah.
quality print would convince me of your ownership of this vehicle.
I assure you,
Any person
sir,
with
that
the printer can copy these documents. Where's the seals? Where's the hollow ink?
if I can
What's the meaning of this? I suggest that you pay a visit. Is there like a space envy?
I think it would be called the ship registry.
I suggest you pay a quick visit to the IMDSC space registry as soon as possible, otherwise I will be reporting this incident. And
Well,
trust me. You don't want that.
I am sure that
You should go now. Before I make a call.
Well, I guess I shall, if you'll please excuse me.
Time is ticking, of the essence, as they say.
He's gonna...
Do you know what the punishment is on Kessel for a stolen or misappropriated ship?
Do you plan on coming with me, or will you depart to let me make the journey myself?
I have more ships to investigate.
I'm sure you do. You seem like a very busy man, and he's walked to the cockpit by this point, and he's stammering as he's like flipping on switches and stuff, like warming up the engine. Yeah, I'll fly down there right away. I'm sure I can get all of this sorted out.
Consider this a favor that I'm not calling the authorities at this moment to seize this ship. But I guarantee you, it would be in your better interest to make this journey on foot. You wouldn't want to give off the feeling that you're a flight risk to a man who just did you such a great favor.
But sir, the ship registry is on the station.
Mm-hmm. Are there not shuttles? Do you not have legs, Mr. Rito?
He looks down. He is a double amputee and is in a wheelchair.
Do you not have arms and oiled axles, Mr. Rito?
Actually, he's probably on like a... I mean, no, he would have either prosthetics or a hover chair. He has legs. Fine.
It seems to me that it'd be easier for you than someone with legs.
Do have legs. Yes, I can. Alright, I'm gonna make you actually roll for this one.
Alright.
Let me figure out what it is. That was... Yeah, sure, he's a Rhodian lackey.
Aw, lackey.
So I think you're rolling against his... I think this is coercion versus...
Will?
There's like a resilience, right? Oh no, you're right. Will... It's like... Fuck, what's the will based? Is resilience will based, or is that brawn?
Resilience is brawn. But there is
one. What's the will based one?
Discipline.
Discipline. Yeah. This is coercion versus his discipline, which is 1 red.
Can I give him a blue by like very like intimidatingly like going through his stuff and like searching his ship and kind of just like tossing it up?
Sure. Yeah. Roll me. Skullduggery.
I mean, I'm just trying to give Jeff Jeff a blue here.
Yeah, but roll me skullduggery to see if you find anything.
Oh, okay, sure. Well,
so you're actually
let's have Corin go first, maybe, and then.
Okay, yeah, sure. Christ. So yeah.
Go.
What's that advantage?
You know what? I'm just gonna use it to heal.
Sure.
I'd hope for more, but you know, I thought of 4 yellow die and a blue. I'd get more than 1 advantage. But
nope.
Unfortunate.
I think with 4 successes, though, that I think he like leaves the engine running, basically.
Just
like out of it.
Key ignition.
I don't know. I think like the equivalent of that. Yeah, I still have yet to decide in my head what thing you need to turn a ship on, whether it's like keys or a fob or like a code, but whatever it is, he's left it.
What's Lurgery against? Is it just medium?
Just roll it against neutral. This is just to see what you get.
3 successes and an advantage.
Nice. I think. Yeah. I mean, what do you think you find in this place? Not be too ridiculous.
He's the guy who hypnotized.
It's all coming together.
I mean, I'll let you find some Yuan gold or something.
So much of that.
What's it?
I said I already have a lot.
That's true.
Chris'
Maybe
lightsaber.
what's no, you find a different lightsaber. He's completely separately a Force user.
Sure, I like that.
You know what? I don't think it's that, but you can totally find like a minor Force artifact.
Sure.
I don't think he's like a Jedi or anything. I think he's just like incredibly minorly Force sensitive. If anything, that might be what made this so easy, is that he's like slightly in touch with your emotions, and Corin's like overbearing presence was so much more like palpable to him.
Yeah,
you
what's
find
the
a little. It's basically like a kid's holocron. It's not a true holocron, but it's designed. It's like a 3D puzzle that you can only solve with the Force, basically. You have to move some of the internal components with your mind to be able to solve it.
I see. Or, yeah. Sick.
Yeah. So that
I'm
was
gonna trash. I'm gonna rip up all his pillows and, like, you know.
Oh, yeah. Like, rip all the posters down and stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like this is happening in the background in the negotiation, and every time a poster goes down, he just winces while Corin's talking to him. All right. So that's what did I say his name was? Rito.
Greedo without the G.
I didn't even realize that it's just literally without the G.
Because you said Greedo, but with an R.
Yeah, and I didn't think about the fact that Greedo's name yet. Sweet.
G, like it, but the G is silent.
I like that. Lowercase d, it's lowercase g, capital R, Rito.
Yeah.
As the guy goes sprinting out, I'll turn to 177. Is this our ship, 177? Doesn't seem to me that it is.
You appear to have been mistaken.
Well, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Strange that someone with our exact ship would park next to us. He really deserved it.
A distraction while someone raided our ship.
Well, let's go. Let's see if we can catch them in the act.
In the ship next door, there is a Rhodian intimidating a
my like onboard AI.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, your ship is fine.
No, unfortunately.
Whatever security systems that you have in place report no attempts of entry or any other.
I like to think part of my security system is just a string tied to a blaster that's pointed at the door. Sometimes I don't trust all these high tech fancy.
No, it's definitely not a blaster. It's attached to like the switch of a speaker, and it's just Corin yelling at them. And it has like an astonishing success rate.
Yeah, I mean, I've parked in less than desirable locations with the door unlocked just to test it out. It's worked. Great success. I've actually made money off of it. All right. Well, I'm gonna place a call to Mr. Rise.
All right,
Mr. Rise Mando. And would
Nykar was the Wookiee that you know, right? Mr. CU, right?
Gartothka was the person that gave us useful information.
Yeah, but Nykar was the one that led you to Gartothka, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I realized his notes were incomplete, and that I didn't know what species or what he'd done. All right. So you're on your ship. Contacting Mando.
Yes, over secure channels, of course.
Yep. It takes you a few minutes to get those set up. As always, you gotta spin up the. I always really like Star Wars stuff being like analog, despite the fact that it's so technologically advanced. So I like the idea that there's some like centrifuge-looking machine that somehow actually like, I don't know. It like uses the like tumbling of some material to create like the seed for randomization for the encoder or something.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a centrifuge in it.
Yes.
Even the toasters, even the coffee machines.
So, before long, the crackly, low-quality hologram that comes up over secure channels pops up, and it is Captain Rise Mando before you. Yes?
Hey, Rise. How are you?
Impatient, as always.
So we have done some, work here, and I think we found something quite interesting.
Oh?
Not enough to begin tying anything together, but perhaps enough to start, plausible deniability on your part.
That is something my superiors are very interested in at this moment.
Now, before I show it to you, I would like to have your word that you won't show it until we are ready. It released by itself will put interested parties on the defensive, which might make the results of our investigation or our conclusions more difficult to finish.
The connection like crackles and distorts a little. He goes kind of through the static. I can do you one better. You're not going to be able to send it to us at all. Signal jammers have been established all around Kessel. It's all we can do to get these transmissions through. We can't risk a transmission that high risk even on these channels. We will be sending you a courier as soon as we can. Wait for his signal and deliver the tape to him.
Well, that's the issue, my dear friend. Do you remember that mission all those years ago where I told you that I would most likely be needing backup?
Yes.
And then how you gallantly rode to our aid, despite pissing off a few of the higher-ups.
I think that's reversed, actually. I think you saved...
As a lawyer. I think I stood up for him in the court-martial.
Yes, you're right. He disobeyed the order to save you, and you saved him from being court-martialed. I'm reading over my notes. Yeah. So yeah, you are correct. He kind of... He doesn't narrow his eyes, but he kind of realizes what's happening.
I'm just gonna kind of smile innocently at him.
Yes,
as innocently as Corin can smile.
Yes.
Oh no, it is very predatory.
Powans have like sharp teeth, don't they?
They have like triangular sharp teeth.
Yeah.
Do they have wisdom teeth?
No, they have. I'm not going to be able to come up with them.
They have intimidation teeth.
Yeah, damn it! Intimidation teeth is so much better. Oh yeah, Powans' mouths are nasty.
We'll be leaving a dead drop. Then we are going to investigate to meet with a contact in a scenario that I would classify as high risk. And with the amount of people that on Kessel want our heads at the there's a chance that we might not make it out in one piece. If that is the case, I'll ensure that the dead drop. I'll leave 2 of them, since I can't transmit it to you. The dead drops have all of the information that we found, including full, the server wipes of the Kessel police force and everything we managed to find. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, most likely maybe send cavalry.
I was gonna say, yeah, so he nods solemnly. Thank you for the warning. We'll start fueling up those Star Destroyers.
That's what I like to hear. Well, 24 hours, hopefully we'll be alright. If not, can I just transmit the location of the medical place?
There's an interesting thing that you could also request here. Because if you're, like, depending on the results of this, you might want the cavalry regardless. Like,
that's true. I always thought it was just like, how long would it take for people to get here? I forget that it's not, like, a few minutes.
Yeah, so I think like 24 hours is kind of the soonest they would be able to get here. Just in terms, like, they're probably close by, but they still need to fuel and like suit up, and then it'll still take probably half a day in hyperspace.
Well, actually, if you could send them now, rather. I'll give you a quick... So, what's his name? Not Core 5. Crisp was forcibly taken from Kashyyyk, kidnapped under Kargath's, rule. I don't know how the Wookiees do their thing.
Is Kargath the king or the council member?
Council member. It was under his jurisdiction.
Yeah, it was in his
kind of feudal region, I guess.
Yeah.
He was then taken somewhere and put in what looks like a drug-induced state, and then brainwashed. Something about when... What was it? 177. When the droid stands up, kill a bunch of people. Oh no, kill Arbish.
Kill or attack one person and use that to kill another.
Yeah, I remember. When the droid rises, you will pull Core 5 Heck. Arbish will defend him. You will kill Arbish.
There you go.
So, for the moment, it seems like your organization, Captain Rise, is in the clear. Unless this is a very elaborate ploy.
Yeah, he's gonna nod. Understood. We'll be there in 24, either to extract you and establish peace, or to collect your dead drops and make what decisions we can.
Excellent. And I'll just quickly transmit the coordinates of the base that we found on the other side of Kessel.
That would probably be something you want to include in the dead drops.
I mean, isn't it just a few numbers?
Yes,
like lateral,
but they're
latitude.
worried. They're worried that this is still. I think that counts as like high risk info still.
I mean, to like be here, like, is probably pretty risky in of itself.
That's true. I mean, if you want to, you totally can. I'm not gonna say no.
I think I will.
Okay.
Just because it's just a location.
Yeah.
No, I'll just quickly say, that's where we found the recordings. So, I don't know how many troops you can find, but maybe a split operation to see what's there as well would be nice.
Very well, he says. I'll make sure one of the destroyers has a detachment of... what are they called? Audat. which you know are kind of like ATTs, but they're vac sealed and their legs tuck up into the bottom of them, and they are strapped to the bottom of these Star Destroyers and dropped from orbit onto the ground.
Oh, that's so sick.
They're just dropships, essentially.
Yeah, basically. So, like, the destroyer would fly over that location, drop this ground assault of AUDATs, and then continue flying over to the main area.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I will leave you to your preparations, Captain Rise.
Very well. May the Force be with you.
And you as well. See you in a few hours. Well, 24. Hopefully.
Thank you, 24, he says. Not actually. Anybody who does theater that's listening thought that was really funny.
So, no one.
See you in 2400, he says. And click.
Wow.
So where do you want to set up the dead drops? You can just say where you want to, and we'll say that happened.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell him where I was going to put the dead drops. Okay, yeah.
I also assumed that you have, like, that's already set, basically. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
You have some sort of transponder that transponds a specific signal that that other people would know is that specifically the Jedi would know is the location of the dead drop.
I would not feel comfortable with that. I assumed we would have, like, predetermined, like, dead drop locations, just like we'd have predetermined exfil options.
Oh, interesting.
Like, we'd have, like, 5 or 6 that they check.
I don't think there's any risk to the transponder, because it's not like it has information. It's just, like, it'd be the equivalent of, like, it's just a frequency, and you have to know what the frequency means to...
But can't they just follow it back to where it is?
Okay, how about this? How about it's a frequency that transmits, and depending on the frequency you set, it corresponds to different planetary coordinates. So unless they know the decryption code that is established in person between you guys, there's, like, the transmission and the dead drop are in different places.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. In that case, yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll spike those. Mr. Z, do you have any ideas for 2 secure dead drop locations?
The parking lot's men's room and then the parking lot's women's room work for me in the past.
Yeah, I think those are...
Perhaps a little farther apart, but that's definitely one location.
They're on opposite sides of the building. Don't worry, they're quite independent.
There's also the mine. The mines would be a good place for one.
Oh, like the...
Let's put it in Rito's ship! So that he'll get fucked 24 hours from now, too.
You could put it in Rito's ship.
No, he's gonna call people back to the ship. Ugh. If only I hadn't made him. Oh, well.
So...
Yeah, like the bathroom and then a mine, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I assume you, like, organize the coordinates such that one of them, like, the first one they should check is the bathroom, and then, like, I imagine you basically toss the other one down, like, a little bit of a dark hole. It's gonna be, like, a pain in the ass even for them to get it out, but definitely no one's gonna be able to find it.
Yeah. And I feel really good about that one. I'm like, fuck it. Kind of have a mental image of Rise having to, like, climb down, rappel down.
Yeah, you're looking at it,
happy.
and you're... Yeah, so you're picturing him, like, being held by the legs by 2 Jedi troopers as he's, like, lowered head first into this crevasse, like, feeling around blindly for this data pad, and you're like, nice.
I'm gonna quickly change the order of the dead drops.
Alright, perfect, I love it.
Perfect. Alright, we have a few hours until we have to meet with this Glop fellow. What's his name?
Also, have any of you slept?
I hate napped. I think they just napped, right?
Yeah, I think we napped at some point.
Yeah. I just chilled by the what was it, the engine?
Yeah. You just like shut down temporarily. I think.
Yeah.
Well, we are also trying to track down this this droid
Well,
restrainer too, are we not?
yes, that is what I was about to suggest. Let's go find out who bought the ticket for seat X7 in the VIP lounge.
Also, conceivably, we could also investigate the facility ourselves that the hacking came from. Is likely to be a source of information.
That's the individuals who could overpower a Jedi Padawan, I believe, but still force-sensitive Trandoshan with a very big laser sword are not the kind of people I really want to tangle with, to be honest. And I don't do well with sneaking, and I kind of show off my shiny robes.
You could always just scout it out too.
Or we could take it at a ship we now have access to and crash it into the base, eliminate the resistance, and then pick up the pieces.
That's also true. You do effectively have a second ship.
If the cavalry...
a third ship.
A third ship.
That's true.
Or, in Corin's mind, a second decoy buoy. Just waiting to be made.
That's true as well. You can...
Could we find the place to crush this ship?
That's really interesting. Wait, crush the ship?
I mean, it's not going to fit in the back of mine if it's, like, spacious.
Oh, I thought you were gonna use it as kind of like a relay, basically.
That's another idea.
To that ship, and then have that ship transmit, so when they go to fuck up the thing that's transmitting, they find the empty identical ship.
And it won't be empty, it'll be full of proton torpedoes.
Ooh, which you are very expensive.
I think, I don't know. Feel like we could get at least one.
I mean, we could we set up the hyperdrive to activate on a remote trigger and just like...
Yes. Hyperdrive bombs are definitely a thing.
Wait! We have a hyperdrive!
Yeah, no, I think we should rig the hyperdrive of the...
To blow up as soon as someone tries to take off with it.
Yep.
That would destroy, like, this city block you're in.
It's a thought, Mr. Z. It's a thought.
We can move it to, like, you know,
orbit.
Somewhere else. Walmart parking lot.
Here's my thinking. If I love the idea of programming this ship to fly to those coordinates and then rigging it to explode. I'm assuming it has two hyperdrives. One backup, one normal. Rigging both to blow. But I feel like that would decimate some of the evidence, if there is any left.
Oh, it would. If you detonated a hyperdrive bomb on that facility, you would sterilize the evidence. Think this is like a dirty bomb without the radiation.
I mean, it is the leverage, though, that we would require in order to negotiate our way into the facility. Simply let us in and give us your shit, or we're gonna obliterate this place. You know?
This is true. Decisions.
I think we should start by finding this
Yes,
individual.
let's find the individual. If that... Here.
Maybe while we're doing that, or before we do that, we can move the ship and change the locks. And otherwise, just make sure it's still an option.
Okay, well, we have three... Okay. Three steps here. One, we shall investigate this droid restrainer. I'll kind of wink at 177. Then we shall go to this glop fellow. And if both turn up empty, then we go loud. And we threaten this organization with 2 hyperdrive bombs.
Jesus.
This is the...
We're going to have to rig the hyperdrive bomb.
I can rig a
but
hyperdrive
nothing
bomb.
comes... Yeah.
Which is definitely something you can do, 117. It is just not supposed
177, please. Who is this? Master Chief? Nah.
Who is Master Chief?
Sounds like a bitch.
Master Chief is a
He's some dude who lost his shit when his PC blue screened.
he's a gank bounty hunter that's known for his xenophobia. Just really hates aliens.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he's an alien.
Well, not to him.
I don't know about that.
If he looks in a mirror, I think even he'd be kind of disgusted.
I think we all know Zeltrons are the normative race.
Yeah. This is a Zeltron nominative universe.
Yep.
A Zeltron nominative.
Alright, well, this plan is very agreeable to me, 177, while we do the first two, if you wouldn't mind just, I don't know, if there's like
Building a bomb.
anarchist's space book for you to read about hyperdrive bombs, but...
Bomb building for dummies?
Yeah, something like that.
I think a shopping trip to the underground would be required for that.
How big are hyperdrives? Because you do have torpedoes on the ship, right?
I have ion torpedoes.
Yeah, could you rig a ion torpedo with a hyperdrive?
Warhead?
I feel like it takes more than just hitting a hyperdrive with a...
I mean, that'd just be more
torpedo.
efficient than launching a ship. Would just be shooting a torpedo with a hyperdrive warhead.
Yeah. Well, I think you could.
Let me just pull up a picture of a hyperdrive.
Yeah, I feel like hyperdrives are very large and heavy.
Oh yeah, how large is a hyperdrive? Is a good question.
Also,
Well, there's
proton
one
and
on
ion
screen
torpedoes are really light, right? Like, once they're fired? Because I thought they were... I mean, at least ion torpedoes would mostly be...
Literature on how Star Wars armaments actually works is incredibly inconsistent. I will tell you that a proton torpedo is a nuclear warhead.
Good.
Wait, and X-Wings just have, like, 4 of them for fun?
Yeah, they're nukes, dude.
Damn.
Nukes don't matter in space.
I mean, apparently!
And, like, apparently radiation just doesn't do anything in space either, because, yeah. Either that or everything's just incredibly radiation shielded. That's a hyperdrive. That's the hyperdrive we see the Naboo Star Cruiser has in Phantom Menace.
Oh, in Phantom Menace. Okay.
Is
Is this approximately the same size?
It's kind of like
Larger,
a trunk.
smaller?
What'd you say?
Oh. Interesting. It is
I'm
so
gonna-
flat.
Here's one with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan near it. So
Yeah.
Jeff,
there
do
we
you want to put that on the stream? Just if we have viewers who can visualize.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I'd
would-
put the second and third one, because that's like a good overall picture of it, and then the scale.
Here, I will
Yeah.
pop these in.
So is this representative of how large the ones we'd be working with would be?
So
There we go,
Because
boys.
Backup one's probably pretty small, but even the backup would be a significant.
This little briefcase looking thing between them. Yeah, I'll look at the other image here. Ah, you sent it as a link, you bitch.
Sorry.
I like how both this game and the last
There you go.
one-off we
These
did
are the hyperdrives.
digress into weaponizing hyperdrive.
Oh yeah.
Well, because why not?
Okay.
If I can talk someone into giving me 2 free hyperdrives, that's cheaper than a proton torpedo.
I mean, there's a lot of ships out in this parking lot. Like, we can just go to town.
Can we blast Kessel if this doesn't go our way?
I will also say, you can't... What you won't be doing is piloting the ship at hyperspeed into the planet, because that would be bad.
Of course, then we'd only be able to do one. Why do one when we can weaponize an entire parking lot?
Hyper.
Metal casings that suspend positrons. Oh yeah, literally how an atomic bomb works.
Yeah. The first episode of 1 Hour One Offs, he was defusing a proton torpedo warhead bomb. So I did a lot of research into proton torpedoes.
But Okay. Well, either way. Okay, well, here's the deal. If things don't go our way with the first one and we have to meet, we should probably have this whole like, you know, threaten a country or whatever with a hyperdrive bomb done before we meet with Glop.
That's another thing to consider. Detonating a hyperdrive bomb on planet, like,
it's on the other side of the planet. Who cares?
Yeah, that still might be enough to spark intergalactic war, though.
I mean, there's already a war.
Yeah,
but we'll just say the Sith did it.
IMDSC, once again, I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm just saying that
There will be
this is the equivalent of detonating a nuclear bomb in another country's territory.
It's figuratively the nuclear option.
Yes.
In which the nuclear option is a relatively normal option.
Yes.
Well, okay, the way I am thinking about this, friends, is if we meet with Glop, and if people are like, we're going to kill you now, and we go, well, there are 2 hyperdrive bombs, one over your secret laboratory, and one literally over us at this moment with me holding a dead man switch which has been pressed. That's going to give us a lot more negotiating power than, please don't kill us, your mom's a whore.
Now that's a very good point.
That is true.
Like, I can make your mom a whore go a long way, but I don't think I can make it go that long. Yes, not as much as 2 hyperdrive bombs would go. So perhaps if we are to meet Glop, we should try and have this done by then, if that's possible, 177. And then 177, perhaps you do not accompany us, but instead have some sort of live feed watching over us with your hand on the trigger if things go south.
So I get to
It
sit.
wouldn't even be a dead man switch. It's just like we have somebody else watching this.
Well, we have a dead man switch and someone else watching.
Yes, in case like
And he
redundant.
also has a dead man switch.
Yes, all of us have.
We have 3 dead man switch and Rito. We'll just give him a switch and be like, hey.
Don't press this.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't press this. But if you do,
that's plausible deniability right there. Y'all didn't detonate it.
hey, Rito, yeah, that's true. It's Rito's ship. Rito had the switch. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then when Captain Rizmanda is like, what the fuck do you guys do? Be like, what?
Yeah, when we spark an intergalactic war and ruin the Jedi Army's supply of medical supplies, we'll simply point at Rito.
And then it'll all be his fault.
We have hacked the police computers before. Yeah.
Can we make Rito a Sith sympathizer?
Yeah, can we back hack them and then like plant seeds of like?
Holy shit! Can we start our own conspiracy?
I didn't say this earlier, but his name is Rito Scapegoat.
It's literally in there, guys. They will literally believe us.
You're like looking over the documentation he gave you, and you're like, guys, we have to.
Okay, well, so we have many options, is what I'm hearing. Perhaps
I'm gonna text Rise Mando real quick. I'm assuming that's a thing, right?
I actually kind of don't think it is.
No, I can't.
I don't think texting's a thing in Star Wars. We see over and over again messages that should be text are instead like incredibly brief hologram recordings. Yeah.
Yeah, we can send a hologram recording.
Yeah, I mean that's what you can do. It's just I literally don't think texting is a thing.
Okay. Well, we should send him one.
What?
Fuck the war. Can we text him?
I think we could monetize
That's an industry.
We could type it on a data pad and then send a.
Just the hologram of the data pad.
Yeah.
I like it. Alright. What are you texting, Mando?
we could just name drop this Rhodian.
Well,
Be like,
let's
Yeah.
make the bombs first, and then we'll figure
okay,
that out.
okay.
Once we're sure that this plan can work.
So the two of you are heading to the police station to look, or heading to somewhere to look for. I only said police station because why were we talking about the police station? Oh, you were gonna plant Rito's name. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, where?
We have a lot of moving parts, a lot of plans.
There's a lot of moving parts here. Primary
last
objective:
episode, too.
save the galaxy. Secondary objective: frame Rito.
Yes.
Okay, so X and Corin are gonna go look for
X?
the patron. Z, sorry, you're right. At X7, that's what it was. I'm getting all of my bits of the storyline mixed up. And then 177 is gonna make the hyperdrive bombs. Is that what's happening now?
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm gonna give you a moment to think about how you want to go about this 177. The issue with creating hyperdrive bombs is that hyperdrives are designed very, 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 very intentionally to not become hyperdrive bombs. So there's like a pretty powerful computer that operates each hyperdrive, and you're gonna have to figure out a way to override. Like the way I imagine it, I think like 90% of the hyperdrive is like safety features, basically.
Oh yeah.
Like you're basically strapping a metaphysical bomb to your ship, and then you just build a box around it to make it not explode. Because hyperspace is actually a different dimension with warped. It's the mass shadow of our reality is how it's described.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. Which is also why mass shadow generators pull ships out of hyperspace, because if you pass too close to a gravity well while in hyperspace, because the only thing that exists in hyperspace is gravity wells, it'll still fuck with your ship and it'll just rip it apart.
Okay.
So the Empire ends up building these like giant ships that project the effect of a large mass in space to force ships to drop out of hyperspace, and can therefore control hyperspace lanes with them.
That's how they do it.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it is very cool.
Nifty.
So you're gonna need to figure out a way to trick these hyperdrives into going off in some way, and I'll let you think about that as we cut over to Mr. Z and Corin.
You should also move the ship and like disable any.
Yeah. We'll let him do everything that he's doing once we cut back over to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want us to not be there when Rito gets back.
Yeah.
Where
we
do
should
you
move on.
head? We can probably cut to you guys arriving at wherever you decide to head, but where is that?
I'm assuming there's like administrative offices at the event hall.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. There's a few different types of places you could go like that. There are the actual like ticket offices, like the box offices. There is the like government hall, basically, which is the main meeting center of the Free People of Kessel's everything. So that's where all stuff would get shoveled back to. And there's also the facility itself would probably have like some record in its internal system.
Do you have a preference, Mr. Corin?
The less attention we draw, the better. Perhaps we start small, places where you can charm, and where that fails, I bully. And once we have exhausted those efforts and found nothing, then perhaps we move upwards.
Ticket office it is, then.
Let's go. I'll follow your lead here. No sense in making adversaries so early in our investigation.
Sweet, I'm gonna head to the ticket office. Or we're gonna head to the ticket office.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just dropping our stream link into some chats real quick because I forgot to earlier. All right. So yeah, you arrive at the box office. It's like a classic AMC box office. With a young. Actually, yeah, this is almost certainly a human. With a young human, looks to be like a classic. It's like this person's like 16. You know.
Hello, dear sir. Oh, madam. Hello, dear human. How are you?
Yeah. What are they? Are they male, female? Clearly non-binary. What's going on here?
I don't know. I don't have a. Do you have a vision?
I have no vision. This person, this person's just full androgynous.
Sick. Hello, dear. I was wondering if there's a delicate matter, and I was wondering if you could assist me with it. While attending the events of earlier this morning. When was this? I think it was this morning.
Yeah, it was this morning. Yeah, it has been an action-packed few hours for you guys.
It's another one, so. I was speaking to this very fine gentleman, and we were talking about bow ties, and then in the confusion, we got separated, he dropped his tie, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful silk piece, and I would just love to return it to him. I know his seat number, but I don't know his name. I was wondering if you could assist me with this.
So I'm just rephrasing. You're saying that you watched this person drop a bow tie, and you don't know them but want to return it to them?
Yeah, we were like talking about the bow tie, and and then it fell off.
Okay, yeah. They you saw it on the floor somewhere and recognized it, and you were like, "Oh my god, that's the bow tie." Okay, I'm.
Yeah, it's like beautiful. Yeah.
Are you holding up like one of your bow ties?
Yeah, one of my like beautiful, pristine,
Awesome, perfect.
Glass case ties.
Yeah, this is easy. This is this kid's job to respond to things like this. So only if you, easy deception. Honestly, you're probably gonna have two blues. One because this is a normal question to be asking, and another because you're a sexy Zeltron.
Okay. And it's easy. That's one, right?
Yep.
Sweet. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, that's 5. 5 successes. 2 advantages.
All right. So 5 successes. So what are you actually trying? So you want his name.
His name, his address, like information about him. I wish if you had his name, his address, his number, just a way in which I could contact this individual.
Well, it's policy, sir, that we would just collect the item and return it to him ourselves. What seat number did you say he was at?
X4, I believe, right?
X7, I think it was.
X7. And no, that is quite all right. I do not expect you to understand the delicacy of working with such materials as this. So I will return it to him personally. I don't want it to be ruined or lost. I don't think you understand.
Yeah, he pauses for a moment, and do you want to use one of your advantages on this?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fine, I guess. It is that's a very nice bow tie. Is that shimmer weave?
No, it is not. It is Zeltronian glamour weave. So.
Oh, Zeltronian glamour weave.
Case in point, you are not prepared to handle this item.
Yes, yes, of course. I hear that if you get fingerprints on it, it can be permanent.
Yes. That's simplified, but yes.
Well, yes. And he's typing on his thing. Corin, is there anything you want to be doing during this?
I'm just standing there, kind of unused to the level of charm getting thrown around.
But do you want to be like trying to peek over this person's shoulder? Is there anything you want to be like while he's so wrapped up in Mr. Z? Do you want to try and?
Oh yeah. I'll first I want to kind of see how much security there is here.
Okay. While
before I do anything
talking
else,
to Mr. Z, you can just roll me like neutral perception.
Okay.
So yeah, he's the teen who we're gonna call Pliff. Shout out to campaign. So Pliff is yeah. So it seems. Why did you're sure you just wanted to give this person? Did you say you knew this person at all?
Yes, we've encountered each other before. This is not the first time we've met, but we've never. We've discussed it couture fashion at other events such as this, but we've never really given exchanged contact information.
And what do you want to do with those advantages, Corin?
Could something else catch my eye? Like I get distracted by like maybe like a database behind him or something like that?
Yeah, I think you can absolutely... Yeah, I think you notice that behind him on like a scrolling holo feed, there is an announcement that the election and debate that was planned for earlier today will be convening tonight in secret, basically. So you don't know exactly when, because obviously it's not announced, but the vote's happening sooner than you thought it might. And while you're observing this, Cliff is talking to Mr. Z and he says, "Well, I'm very sorry to say, sir, I'm sorry you had to find out this way." And he turns his data pad around, and there is it's like a classic like customer database, but the person's picture is pulled up. It is clearly the same person, CX27. You're kind of curious as to how this bluff works because he's dressed really shabbily, and this kid's clearly an idiot for thinking that he would have worn this Zeltronian Glimmerweave bow tie. But the most significant thing is that he's dead.
What? What do you mean he's dead?
There is a police report that he was found dead in the streets.
When? Does it say when?
So you're looking over it and you don't see that information there.
This is most concerning. Did this happen today, recently?
I don't know, sir. However, I believe that information on all public crime, or there should be documentation of his situation, and he kind of gulps unsteadily. Demise in the police station.
Very well, very well. Well, thank you for your assistance, young Cliff. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. You too. As you're walking away. Oh, by the way, I survive on tips!
I'm gonna ignore that.
Correct.
Correct.
But that being said, tip your waiters, kids. So yeah, you have come away with two fairly important pieces of information between the two of you.
Well, Mr. Z, it seems as if our timeline has been rushed.
Do we know where this secret election is happening?
Well, if we knew, it wouldn't be quite so secret, would it?
just saying we have we are soon to be in the possession of a very effective delay mechanism. I.e. bomb threat.
The issue with that is, I would very much not like to hold the entirety of. I would very much like to not be labeled intergalactic terrorists.
Well, we do have
Before days end.
scapegoat. I'm not saying we
If
definitely need to act.
Well,
Any particular
I
way. I'm
agree
just
with you that we need to delay.
possibilities that are available to us.
Well, you don't. I'm trying to think of what like the actual information on the feed would have been. I think now that I think about it, it probably wouldn't be tonight. It would be like, well, I'm trying to think of what. This game is sometimes very difficult because advantages are so nebulous.
But I could use the second advantage for more
That's true.
information.
Yeah, so why don't we say that it... Do you want to use the second advantage to, like, expand the implied time a little bit?
If I'm allowed to do that, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So it's now says tomorrow. You have no idea when tomorrow, but it's tomorrow instead of, like, a week from now, which is when you thought it was.
It seems as if people are desperate to get the vote out before any information comes to light.
We must hurry then.
Yes.
I'm also totally okay bomb threatening or just bombing the voting hall.
You say in public.
And that is why I enjoy working with you, Mr. Z. Your complete and utter lack of morals.
Can you guys roll me a force die real quick?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, you guys get away with it.
This like sketchy looking like dude like approaches us like, hey man, I was gonna bomb it too. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, we're two very well-dressed individuals.
But yeah, there's nobody particularly close enough to worry about that sort of thing.
Well, where to now, Mr. Z?
a police station maybe to figure out about this restraining man who is now dead.
Did Inspector Glob mention anything about us not going to the police station? About corruption or something in there?
I assume we can just use the same ruse. It worked last time.
Which ruse? The diplomat ruse?
The one where I'm looking for a man who lost his tie.
Ah.
A very beautiful tie.
Well, we would like to know who
if you know this, but on Zeltros, civilizations have gone to war, and early on, before we were, intergalactic travelers, there were great civil wars and conflicts, generations wiped out because of such incidences as a stolen or misplaced tie.
I no doubt that. There's no doubt in my mind that millions have died for such minuscule things.
And I think Inspector Glob did say something about... I think Inspector Glob said that he wasn't sure if he could trust the members of the police force, not a specific warning against going.
Okay.
Also, Mr. Z can disguise himself.
Yes.
I can.
My worry is that I guess then I just stay away because I feel like Corin. Are there many other Powans?
Powans are pretty rare
That's what I was
in
gonna
general,
say.
as are Zeltrons, but it wouldn't be too difficult to buy just like a cloak,
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of disguise to not be instantly recognizable.
Alright, well, perhaps a cloak is in order. Ugh.
You could even go with a mask too. They're probably not horrifically uncommon here.
Well, I'm just assuming more of like
an atmosphere mask. Ooh, I have a mask. Well, no.
Like my large, what's it called? Ear coverings, probably.
Oh, you could give him the pike mask, Blake.
Would that not be too like distinctive or too like?
I don't think it would be recognizable as a specific pike mask unless it was a pike that knew that pike.
I see.
So I think going to the police station, you're relatively safe with that.
Okay.
Okay.
How tall are pikes?
Pikes are pretty big.
Okay. Good.
I want to have oh geez.
Does it fit over my ear coverings though?
What do you mean your ear covering?
Because I have to wear those. Like
the things on either side of my head. I gotta wear those.
They could probably. I'm thinking so. If you get a cloak with a hood,
and then kind of like put on the mask.
Yeah, the mask. Oh, so what do the ear coverings do? Why do you need those?
If I don't wear them, my ears are too sensitive, and it hurts.
Oh. I imagine, I mean, you could totally flip a destiny point to have just, like, some sort of earplug or something as well.
Give Alex 4 destiny points.
I think a hood would work. I think you can put a hood over you.
I think I would be willing to take them out and just kind of suffer the disadvantages.
Sure, yeah. That'll probably give you...
I think, it gives me a...
Oh, does it have mechanical?
Yeah, it gives me a... Is that a threat? Yeah, they add a threat to perception and vigilance checks.
You don't need this.
Yeah, fuck cares.
Yeah, I'm gonna rephrase that a little. I'm gonna say threat to anything that relies on your ears.
That makes sense.
So, like, if you're visually... Yeah, like conversations and anything like that would definitely have a threat, but just, like, reading, you'd be fine.
Okay. Oh, conversations would be affected too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only one threat, though.
That's true.
It's not like you're...
Yeah, I'll just eat more strain. Who cares? Alright, well, shall we be off then? May I borrow this mask of yours?
So I'm assuming I'm gonna have Mo like fly the ship and like intercept us at like a parking lot nearby.
Sure. Okay.
En route, and so we hop in there, and I'm gonna disguise us up.
Oh, I thought... Don't you have your thing on you?
Wait, why did we use a dark side point or a light side point?
We didn't.
Okay.
You
unflipped it.
Yeah, I think you flipped one and then flipped it back.
No, someone else flipped it, and I just quickly flipped it back.
Oh. Okay.
So I do have my Cascader, but that doesn't disguise me. It adds a layer of like hologram onto whatever I'm wearing to enhance its appearance.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so it will enhance disguises, but it in itself is not significant.
It's not like casting disguise self. Okay.
No. I mean, I can like add a mole to my face or like make my nose less crooked or whatever, but that's not like.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. It's like a detail thing, not a.
Yeah, and that manifests as an upgrade to deception checks.
Sounds good. Yeah. So why don't you make 2 deception checks? Yours will be medium, and the one for disguising Corin will be hard.
Okay, cool. So me first, and then
Right. Simple success. You are unrecognizable.
and I had an advantage to both of those.
Okay. So I'm gonna. What do you want the advantage to yours be?
What do I want my advantage to be? I want my disguise. I want to have like remembered the uniform of like the like janitorial staff or something like that from the concert.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want my advantage to be that I somehow like manufactured or like painted or like produced a like a badge or like a name tag which like has
Yeah,
someone-
so what you do is you have, this is something you've done before.
Mhm.
I bet you have like a generic badge that's blank, and then you use your disguiser thing to project the information onto it.
I see. Yeah. Okay. That's sick.
So-
I like that.
It won't pass like an actual scanner, but it will pass visual inspection.
Yeah.
And so only one threat on Corin's, because you have the advantage. I think that threat is going to be that. I think Corin.
That we can incorporate the ear protectors maybe or something.
Yes. Yeah. So you're just gonna have to tank that uncomfortableness.
Yeah. Now, well. It's not the first time.
Yeah. How does Corin react to these to being in this situation?
Kind of, gritting my teeth, wincing slightly. My voice definitely gets a lot softer, I'd imagine.
Oh, that's
like-
really interesting. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I kind of want to give you like a downgrade to coercion and an upgrade to charm.
No, not like no. I mean, the edge is still there. Just the volume is lower.
Okay, I like that. So now you're like a angry librarian instead of a chastising teacher.
Yes. Just because I can't stand loud noises doesn't mean I'm not going to be yelling at someone.
That's perfectly fine. I love that. So yeah, you're just a very different intimidating.
Yes.
It's like it's like a don't embarrass yourself intimidating, not a I'm embarrassing you intimidating. I love it. All right,
Should
you
we
guys
approach the police
roll up.
station?
Yeah.
And before we
Actually,
do
so as you guys are approaching the police station, I think we should cut over to 177.
Okay. Before we do, sorry, just quick question. So, was my disguise the pike helmet? Or is it just a hood?
And a cloak, yeah.
Oh, and a cloak. So both. Okay, cool.
So I think you successfully look like a pike.
Okay, awesome.
And Mr. Z, you look like a. I think. So you look like a. So you probably do look like a Zeltron janitor, but you still look very convincingly like a janitor.
Yeah.
And you have the ID, which should help further bulletproof your excuses. I think similarly to like some Hitman games, though, if you guys, for whatever reason, happen to bump into another member of janitorial staff, that's the only situation in which you might be in trouble. So it's got like some strong advantages, but also the chance of red.
Got it.
All right, 177. What have you been up to?
So thinking a lot about how to effectively weaponize a hyperdrive.
What?
So these hyperdrives are on Rito's ship, right? That we're taking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll have identical hyperdrives to you because it's the same ship. So whatever you guys have.
Would it be easier? I was thinking about like how do you detonate this thing? So the job of a hyperdrive is generally to take an amount of matter and move it to another place real fast.
Strictly, so let me pull up the.
Yeah,
hyper.
I have the. I have it.
You have the article pulled up. Okay, perfect.
I have like the Star Wars Legends.
Yeah.
What's it called?
So what the hyperdrive does is it pulls you into hyperspace directly.
Yeah.
Which requires a incredible amount of energy.
And so can the hyperdrive produces that energy?
I believe so. There's a few different pieces of a hyperdrive. There's a hyperdrive motivator and a hyperdrive generator. The motivator is what actually pushes you in hyperspace. And the hyperdrive generator Oh wait, never mind. So so hyperdrive generators and hyperdrive motivators are different types of hyperdrives. I'm just gonna.
So my main question is: would it be easier to you can detonate this and have a large explosion, or would it be easier to rig the hyperdrive to just pull a chunk of matter like this planet or however large the radius we want into hyperspace and drop it, or just move it like far away?
That would be interesting. I don't know how. That would be two very different things.
Yes.
So, do you want to explain the effects of those, or?
Yeah. So I mean, one's just a bomb. It's a real powerful bomb, but the other one, I think, because the hyperdrive is already designed to have to move like a ship or something into hyperspace, and then it'll travel somewhere in hyperspace.
How that works is it projects a special type of shield.
Yeah.
That keeps everything inside the shield in its configuration when transitioning to and from hyperspace. So you would need to. I think that would be significantly harder, because you would need to expand that shield to be the size of this facility rather than the size of the ship.
Okay.
Whereas you could instead have the hyperdrive generate all the energy required to produce that shield and then do nothing with it until components explode. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. So, yeah.
So that one's probably going to be more dangerous but easier. The other one I think is lower risk because you're less likely to. Because it is the intended use, you know.
Yeah. So it's
but would require like a significantly harder procedure ahead of time.
Okay. But less of
Yes.
Yes.
You could. The other interesting thing about that is it probably wouldn't destroy any of the evidence and just move it.
Yeah. Well, the thought is like you could also then just try to disable the checks for like, oh, we're gonna hit a really big thing. And just
you could put it into a star,
yeah, or like map it to a planet, like just drive it into a star,
yeah.
So it's like
you wouldn't even need to drive it into something. You could just drive it the mass shadow of a star, and it would effectively be shredded into atoms.
Yeah.
So you have some options basically.
Okay. I like the idea of the moving it more. It sounds like a harder check.
Yeah, you're also really good at what you do, though. So
that's true. So our goal is either get rid of this facility.
I think your goal is actually just to threaten them, isn't it?
To threaten them,
right? Wasn't that the?
Yeah,
what you decided is you're hoping that the presence of this is just enough to.
I'm gonna build a device that will move the facility into a star. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Because I think it's also less likely to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's less obviously a bomb too. Like
that's also true. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so are you going to build 2 of these or 1? Because were you originally going to have 1 at each location, or just the facility?
Corin had said 1 at each location, like 1 above us, and then 1 at the facility, because we don't know who's going to be arrested.
Because if you're just moving it, what you could do is... So remember, you're in Kessel. You probably won't be able to push it into a sun, but you could push it into the nebula around you.
Yeah.
And what you could do is you could set it up such that it travels through the dead drop location at hyperspeed.
Yeah.
So basically, it would hit both locations, but you only need to build 1 bomb, quote unquote.
Yeah, so it's easier, and you can still like build a back. Like I can still do build the second one into a bomb to have as like a backup, but like
that's true. Porque no los dos.
But yeah, but I like the idea of the one hyperspace, well, the one getting both things.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
just rip a chunk of Kessel and throw it at the dead drop.
Yeah.
When you say dead drop, you mean the secret base, right? Or
No,
like, do you
he's
mean
hitting
our
the dead drop
station?
with the secret base?
Is oh
No, not the
interesting.
dead
I
drop,
see.
the
I
exchange-
see.
The exchange with us.
The exchange,
No.
not our dead drops.
No, that is a dead drop. That's Glop's dead drop.
No, he said he purposely didn't want it to be a dead drop. He's going to be
you're
there
right.
to
You're
exchange.
right.
So
you're
that's
right.
not a dead drop.
I just got confused. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
the exchange. So you'd be hitting the exchange with the
With the base. I love it.
yeah.
It's all coming together. And then we hydrogen bomb. Then we hyperdrive bomb it. Added insult.
Oh my god.
So you put a hyperdrive bomb in the base, rip it off of Kessel, throw it into the maelstrom, and then blow it up. Jesus.
So we have an extinction level event and a hyperdrive bomb all in one.
I think there are a few things you need to do to get this to work, Jared.
Yes.
You need a little more information on the facility. That shouldn't be too hard. You'll just need to hack a satellite feed to figure out how big it is, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
So that's probably, or you could also just fly Rito's ship and look. Like, you could just fly into orbit above it and scan down, you know?
Yeah, I think I'll do that actually.
Okay. I'm going to say
Here's
that
my
doesn't
rules.
really require a
Yeah.
check. I think you can just do that.
Okay, so I'll fly
Why
over.
don't you... Well, actually, no. What we'll say is roll me neutral perception to see what information you actually know.
Yikes. Okay, that's gonna be fun.
So that's
No,
against
that's
nothing.
just well, okay.
Yeah.
I got an advantage.
Okay. You are unable to determine the exact size of the base, but you're... Well, actually, tell me how you want to use that. However, you can't know the exact information you want to.
Can I get it, like, within an approximation?
What I was thinking was I think you can identify the, like, key components of the base, and so you wouldn't be able to rip literally the entire base out, but you're like...
two important pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I need.
Yeah. The next thing you're going to need is you need to know the coordinates that you want to send this along, and so that is going to be astrogation.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably medium astrogation, but I'm going to give you... I think I'm going to upgrade this and add a black. So it's 1 red, 1 purple, 1 black, because the upgrade is for you're planning a check in the future, which means you need to account for the movement of celestial bodies ahead of time. And the black is for the fact that you need to do this kind of like the hyperdrive computer isn't going to want to do this, so it's a little harder to program. That'll do, though.
That'll. Oh my god.
The blank purple and blank black. Really
I rolled one too many greens. I realized with that there should be 3 greens.
Okay.
We can still drop 1 success, 1 advantage.
Yeah, we drop the biggest green and you still crush it.
Yeah, they still have successes for 4 advantages. So
what do you want to do with those advantages? You are able to program this path.
So this is for programming the hyperdrive.
Yeah, so this is determining the path the hyperdrive is going to take.
Can I don't know if I can make it almost have it make it like a smart path where it can as it's traveling recognize there are people in the way and avoid that.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill people unnecessarily. I just want to.
So So originally you were just gonna hard disable the things that stop that from happening. Well, actually, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Okay.
Because small enough ships can actually pass through each other in hyperspace because they don't have a large enough mass shadow to fuck with each other.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's
So
not okay.
if you were just passing through like a shuttle, you'd just literally go through it.
Oh wow.
Which is why ships there's no such thing as traffic in hyperspace lanes, you know?
Oh yeah. It's just but the reason Holdo's maneuver worked in 8 is because there's a large enough it's like too big to.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that is why. Okay. Well, and the fact that it was accelerating. It might not have fully been in hyperspace yet.
Fully in hyperspace. Okay.
But either explanation would apply. In fact, it could be a combination of both.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So the third... Oh yeah, so that's probably 2 of your advantages, but you have 2 more. You can do some more with those.
Okay. So
actually, no, you didn't have to use any advantages for that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say what?
A thought that I had was you can program in 2 routes if you decide you don't want to hit the meeting point.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if it turns out it's like just glop there and you don't want to risk killing your friends for no reason, but for some reason you do want to detonate the thing, you can still do that.
Oh, I can have like a. Oh yeah, I like that idea. So it's like we can not destroy. I don't have to destroy both places.
I think that's probably 3 of them. What do
you
you
have one advantage left? Can I use the advantage to reduce the amount of time it'll take to accelerate? Like the facility, because I imagine I don't know if it would be possible for someone
to cause like less damage to the surroundings, or
I was thinking more in terms of like the other people's ability to stop this from happening. Like if someone the hyperdrive is accelerating, or like they can warming up, like
okay. I don't think you'd need to increase the speed of acceleration.
Yeah.
But what you can do is like basically like break some plugs off in the ports and stuff when you're done so that it can't be accessed as well.
Oh yes, okay.
So it's like they're like, ah, crap, we gotta jack into this thing, and all the jacks are blocked with broken off jacks.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and so I think the final one is going to be I think it's gonna be mechanics. I don't think this is computers.
Okay.
How is your mechanic?
I think it's pretty good. Let me check.
What's your pool?
My pool for mechanics is I have 2 yellow, 2 yellow, 2 green.
Okay. I'm gonna treat this as an adversary. I think this has adversary 2, which means you upgrade all checks against it by 2. And I think this is gonna be hard, so you're rolling against 2 red, 1 purple. You don't have any blacks, however, because that is accounted for in the reds, and you do have tools and such, so you can add blues.
Okay.
And I think I will also let you use both hyperdrives to make this easier.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, Corin can always get us another hyperdrive.
Yeah, I think so what would how much easier would both hyperdrives make this?
I think it would upgrade your check.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. So
I think I'm gonna flip a destiny point, by the way, and I'm gonna make this 3 red just for funsies.
3. So it's 3 red
versus whatever your roll is upgraded.
So I upgraded once. How many blues do I get off the tools?
Do you have just like generic tools?
Yeah, so just
one blue. Yeah,
1 blue. Cool. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, I think you get 2 because you have a. Well, how much time do you have to do this? Like, you generally get a blue for having an excess of either time or like relaxation.
I think I don't know if time. Well, I don't actually know how much time I have. I imagine not much.
Okay, yeah, then I think that is probably right then. And
I still
so yeah.
I still succeeded, yeah. So
2 advantages sitting right there, looking real.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like what could I use advantage or to make like a.
Could you make it that like the second one isn't like fully necessary?
Oh, so I can only. take?
I don't know.
I don't know how many batteries it take for only take one hyperdrive.
Yeah, I think given that you spent the hyperdrive, you'd need.
Oh yeah, no,
a
like it
prime
definitely.
to get it back.
Yeah.
I think that you could either take this and expand the shield further to pull more of the facility. You could you could reduce the amount of time it takes so that you could get something else done before the time if you wanted. I could let you like harvest something from the hyperdrive. It wouldn't be useful for this, but it might just be like either expensive or a cool thing.
I don't know. Like, what kind of things can you harvest from a hyperdrive?
I mean, it would be like either components or fuel. Just like everything associated with the hard drive is the most valuable part of a ship. So really, whatever you rip off there is going to be handy.
Okay,
And you don't need. Yeah, you don't need most of the components.
Yeah, could I use stuff to upgrade our personal hyperdrive?
Oh, yeah. I'll let you add like or subtract like 0.2 from your main hyperdrive.
Okay.
You effectively have a turbo now.
Nice.
So you went from rating. Were you rating 1 before?
I don't actually know the specs of the ship, but
Who has the ship sheet?
Yeah.
I do.
I like how you overlaid the pike.
Yeah, that's me now.
I'm sure you are wearing something almost identical to that as well in total.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming
I
I've like tried to make myself look as pikey.
I'm just saying, I bet Mr. Z had a pike uniform.
I believe it.
A few.
Yeah. Horn had a choice.
You think my ship is full of drugs, but it's actually like mostly just outfits.
Yeah, because
The drugs are stored in outfits.
You need.
that's my like modded like disguised like smugglers compartments. It's
I
just,
love that.
jackets.
It's like really weird where it's very clearly like a collection of clothes and not a solid object, but there's still like a hatch in the side of the jackets that you can somehow open. And it's just like, what?
They're all like hollowed out. You mean like the middle of them?
Yeah, exactly. Like it looks like a rack of clothes, but it's like a drawer. But it's also a rack of clothes. No one knows how it works.
Yeah.
Paid a lot for it.
The jackets are somehow wearable.
Well, it's just a little bit of physics.
Okay. We are at... That's the lore page. Sorry, hang on. Here we go. FFG page. You're saying hyperdrive?
Yeah, what's your hyperdrive?
We're just upgrading it.
Our hyperdrive is not listed. Oh, hyperdrive. Primary class 2. Backup class 10.
It's now 1.8.
Nice. Fucking
Which is so
sick.
hyperdrives are also kind of log scale, so that is fairly significantly better.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is the case, but yeah, I think the fastest hyperdrive is a 0.5.
Oh, okay.
It's also weird because it's like kind of an interaction between the size of the ship and the class of the hyperdrive. It's not strictly, it's like the, yeah.
So if we put a 0.5 class hyperdrive onto our little tiny ass little cruiser, do we just win?
No.
Aw.
It's more like the rating of the hyperdrive is partially determined by the size of the ship that it's in. So a 0.5 hyperdrive in an X-Wing might be a 1 in your ship.
Gotcha. That's good.
Like the class is how fast the hyperdrive is able to move the ship, basically, but it's also kind of an objective measure. Basically, when it comes down to it, is technology in Star Wars is not as well fleshed out to the point where we can actually understand it.
Who would have?
But you've succeeded in your tasks. Is there anything else you would like to do before we cut back over?
Make another one.
What do I need? I can't make another one unless you give me another hyperdrive. Can I like document this process to make it easier for next time if I ever need to do this again? So I'm gonna spend I'm gonna like start writing a book on how to.
I was gonna say starting the anarchist book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right. yeah. So I think I'll just spend time documenting it.
Makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
And we cut to the people at the station, Mr. Z and Corin.
I'm just gonna stroll up confidently to the front desk.
Yeah, it's Pliff again.
Same.
No, this is probably a like relatively heavy set yellow Twi'lek.
Hey, so I work up at the stadium there. This guy dropped his bow tie. We got his seat number. I need to know his name. Can you give me a name?
Yeah. I can get that for you. Well, actually, you know his name.
Oh yeah. What's
his name? Gary.
Gary.
Yes.
Hey, so we got one Gary, no last name. I don't understand it. It's kind of a weird thing, you know.
No,
it's
Gary.
Ah, it's Gary, 2 names, not like one of those weird no last name people things. But anyways, we dropped his bow tie. It's fancy. My bosses, they say like, hey, you, hey, Mr. Y, you gotta go drop off this bow tie to this guy. And I said, no way, I'm not doing that alone. It's a long walk. And they said, oh, take Corin with you. And I said, okay, take Corin with me. Anyway, so can you give me address or something,
Yeah, thankfully this Twi'lek is not intelligent enough to know that Corin is definitively not a Pike name.
No, I said Corin with an M.
Oh.
Corin.
Then yeah, totally a Pike name.
It's why I actually picked the name Corin, is because just substituting one of any of the 5 letters changes its species.
Yeah. You
It's like mathematically the most versatile.
Yeah, it's like 64 bits, you're just like it's divisible by so many things linguistically.
What am I doing here? Deception again?
Let me think. So yeah, deception. This is probably gonna be medium, just because this person's gonna be intrinsically a little more suspicious. And I think just straight medium.
Okay, sweet. Rolling. I get 1 advantage.
Okay.
So I did ask for the address, or like
so you
his
get
contact.
2 advantages.
Oh yeah, 2. Do I? Yes, I do. 2 advantages.
So you.
So I did ask for his address or his.
Yeah.
Personal
Or I don't. I think I know what this is. If you don't.
Yeah.
Mind. Oh, I don't have an address or anything on file, sir. But I must regret to inform you. I do have a homicide report regarding to that name.
What? When? When did this happen? Like just now? Like 5 minutes ago? Like what do you mean homicide?
This
is one of our. You see the seat number? I pull out the seat number. X7. This is one of our top paying customers, and you're saying he's getting killed? Like what's happening? What's happening?
I don't know, sir. I'm the desk clerk, but all of our public information is on file at that computer behind, or that console behind you, sir.
Okay. Have it your way. Whatever. I'm gonna go to that console.
Yeah. I don't think this takes anything difficult. You are able to pull up the file. It is pretty heavily censored.
Mm-hmm. What do we get? Do you want me to roll?
So yeah, roll me to see if you can figure out if you can read behind the lines at all. There's pretty much no useful information explicitly written out.
What's the roll in perception?
What do you think? I don't think streetwise would work. I think I would let skullduggery through.
Okay, I'm done with that. And what's the medium? Easy?
I think it's probably hard. Because, I mean, it's things like, you know, like cause of death, blank. Time of death, like, blank, you know. Found lying in alley with blank wound in blank. But if you apply some of your street smarts, some of like your like thieves can't knowledge effectively, you can try and figure out some implications here.
Okay.
And Corin, you can make this same check if you'd like.
It's a success and a disadvantage.
All right. Corin, would you like to roll as well?
This is streetwise. All right.
You can roll something else if you'd like. It's the same difficulty, but like perception would work. I don't think there's like strictly an insight, but
yeah, I think I'll just use streetwise.
Okay. No, not streetwise. Skullduggery.
Skullduggery, right. Oh, that's actually slightly better. Not applicable because there's no blacks. But I would like to note. Oh, nice.
All right. So you. Yeah, you are. I think I misspoke earlier. I don't think this is a homicide report. I think this is like a death report, basically. Because I think this is ruled as a suicide. So I think Mr. Z, you're able to figure out that it is ruled as a suicide by like the way the body was processed. Like you're familiar enough with the legal system in Kessel that you know that that's not like the homicide department that dealt with it. It's a different area.
Okay.
However, I think that I don't think. I don't know what your threat is. I think you are unable. We're gonna come back to that. Corin, you, I think, can determine that. This is tough. I think, Corin, you're able to determine that he died hours after the debacle because it happened relatively near you. And if you didn't notice it happening, you pretty much like had to have been on your ship or the Trandoshan ship, which narrows down the timeline for you.
So I know where the body was found?
Yeah. And I think the threat, Mr. Z, is that you also are able to figure out that his body has been taken by the Spec Ops in the same way that Arbesh's and Krisk's.
Okay, that's fair. Well, you definitely are a guy. But, I don't know, Corin. Looks like we're gonna have to keep the bow tie, I guess.
I'll just make a buzzing noise.
Fair.
As a Corin, or Corim, temporarily forgets how Pike speaks. So deep in thought. He'll just turn around and walk out. Right. Swing his little chain with him. He doesn't know what it's for, but it's fun.
I think that's your breathing tube. Oh no, that thing.
This is like decoration, I think. Yeah.
It might be a drug thing as well.
Just swinging it casually in circles.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like black, like cruddy powder that like keeps falling out of it or something.
All right.
So if we aren't able to get any information on this individual, then that leaves us.
Well, you did get some information.
We know he was killed, and we know it's covered up. So it is likely that the droid and all this was staging for the assassination.
Well, you can very reasonably assume he was killed because why would Spec Ops collect a suicide body? But it does technically say that it was.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't misspoke or something.
I gotcha. So, that leaves us in an interesting situation. I guess we know the conspiracy goes deeper, the framing. What's next, Corin? What do you think?
Well, let's see. Perhaps we check in on 177.
Yes. Then we can go to this drop-off with Gorp.
Do you guys know what a tableau is in, like, theater/acting? Your keyboard fucking outed you there, Jeff.
I'm looking it up right now.
A tableau is a still scene used to imply ongoing action or interaction, basically. So, like, it would be like walking into a room and there was, like, one person holding a chicken over his head and someone else is kneeling on the ground below him with his hands raised up in fear, and they both freeze and look at you. That scene is a tableau. What tableau is 177 in as they walk up on you?
Probably nothing exciting. Probably just like making diagrams of this. I don't want to call it a bomb because it's not a bomb, but like.
So you're in the process of like documenting your process.
Yeah, I was like, what did I do? It's like it's a displacement device. Let's say.
Yeah, can you be building like a teeny tiny model version of the hyperdrive in like complete detail?
Yeah.
So they come in and you're just like lowering, like so the initial shot is this piece being lowered onto the hyperdrive, and it zooms out a little, and you realize the piece is being held in like some large machine jaws. And it moves out further, and you realize those machine jaws are actually a tiny tool being operated by 177.
Yeah.
I like the idea that 177 is super into like model kits in his spare time. And we just see that the whole like floor is just covered in all these like cannibalized like model kits. They're like broken off. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a full. There's so many tiny versions of things that have happened on this trip.
Yeah.
The Corin will get changed back into, or at least put his earmuffs on. I guess he'll stay in costume, but he'll put in the earmuffs.
Yeah. I have finished the device. It is more elegant than a bomb.
Explain it then. If it's not a bomb, at least they'll be able to hold them up.
It will. You know this facility you had hoped to see destroyed. It's going to pilot that into a star, or not a star, into a nebula.
That certainly will achieve our ends.
And what of the second one then? The one if we get raided by someone who doesn't care.
Should we choose to destroy that, it will travel through that location on its path, effectively wiping out anything there.
Yeah, and if you recall, the location is an asteroid and would therefore be large enough to for that interaction to work properly.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can is there a way 177 where we could capture like a live feed or some sort of image just in case we need to employ this as a deterrent we can assure our adversaries that it is in fact a legitimate and actual device.
Would you be able to make it, but on a smaller level? Not as small as what you have here, but
incredibly funny is if you guys had the feed be to the tiny version. And you just force perspective it to look right.
And then we just have like 177 drop like a rock onto the
We don't want to lose our nice camera, you know.
Yeah. Oh, wait. You're saying we build like a camera?
No.
Like we show a demonstration of this.
No.
Thinking,
What I was
you have a tiny hyperdrive, and you're like check the location of the feed, and it's somewhere in the facility. And they're like, damn, the hyperdrive's in the facility. And the hyperdrive is in the facility, but also the tiny hyperdrive is in the facility.
Yeah.
I was also thinking, if 177, if you could...
Yes.
It seems as if you are putting together a documentation of how to recreate your...
Indeed I am.
This seems
You guys
dangerous.
discuss this. I am going to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
Alright. This seems dangerous and seems to probably will have long-lasting consequences in the future. But in the meantime,
we could definitely write a guerrilla ops manual with this kind of thing in it.
right? I feel like that would be a outstandingly
This
bad
is-
idea.
What is documenting this or
Making this information public, or
Oh, this is for my own purposes.
I'm sure it will stay that way. But my thought was more of, what if you recreated this process, albeit to a smaller scale, where instead of teleporting, say, I guess, what would it be called? The laboratory? A base, a secret base. Instead of teleporting to the secret base, you would tune one to teleport, say...
An individual.
Oh my god.
That would be very
personal...
intimidating. If one of their own was suddenly slingshotted into space.
You bring me a hyperdrive, and I got you.
Well, I can't bring you a hyperdrive, but I'm sure we can
Procure
talk
me
one
a
of our
hyper-
nice...
Get
Nice,
me a
friendly
hyperdrive,
neighbors.
and I'll make you another bomb.
Not bomb. Bombs are illegal.
Displacement. I'll make you a displacer.
Yes. That's a
Mr.
war.
Z grabs his lock pick tool and then just heads out the door.
Oh, well, if Mr. Z can do it, then it'll be even better.
Do you need the ship or just the hyperdrive?
I just need the hyperdrive. So we're speaking like a pocket size one of these. You slip it, you can almost hide it on someone or plant it, and then they will just go.
Well, it's a
flying.
hyperdrive, so we can't really plant a hyperdrive on someone.
No, but you just need it really small. It doesn't matter how big it is if it's just an individual. Oh,
But
know
it
what'd be
still
even
needs
worse?
to have the power of a hyperdrive.
No, it doesn't need to, because if you just remove a part of their body,
Right, but you still need the hyperdrive to move it. The hyperdrive is what moves the
but
body part.
if it's a really small hyperdrive, let's say you hyperdrive, you put it in their pants pocket or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then,
But I don't think we have a hyperdrive that small.
no, but then you rip off their leg.
Oh my god.
I feel like hyperdrives are a little bigger than that, Mr. Z.
I'm just saying, if we had one of such a size, 177 is very adept at making models and miniatures.
Yes.
I was more thinking if they don't believe us, perhaps we slingshot half
We have a
of...
demonstration.
Exactly. We have...
We strap it onto their wrist and rip
No.
off their hand.
No.
And then they'll know what we're capable of.
No, because that doesn't in any way show that we are capable of transporting a large mass. I was more thinking of perhaps slingshotting half of... Were we meeting in an alleyway?
No, you're meeting on an asteroid off planet near the nebula.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Well, perhaps then we, Interesting. Oh, well, in that case, we could also just This changes everything.
This has always been the case the whole time.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't know this.
Yeah, I imagine we were meeting in like a park or something.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
think
thought.
I think he did say that it was off planet when.
Yeah, it's a park on an asteroid. Like it's like this old like.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like a big asteroid or is it like a deserted?
It's not like habited now.
Okay. Well, in that case, we have 2 ships, plenty of firepower. I don't think we need a second one. We have 1 to threaten them, and then 2 ships with a lot of guns to
you
threaten
see,
them as well.
There's a big difference between needing and wanting. And now that you've given me this idea,
Well,
I just
more worried for, say, the future of warfare if you begin publishing these documents.
nothing gets published. This is
Nothing gets published, but
Yeah.
things find ways to leak out.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can just get ahead of the trend and leak it out ourselves under the name of.
Guido Scapegoat. A
Is there any way
known
to
Sith
back?
sympathizer.
Is there any way to date it so that
Oh
we
my God,
post
can
it
I-
in a public space, but it's dated to like 3 months ago or something?
Can I make a copy of the plans and then leave them on a ship? Or like make the plan slightly wrong so that if you actually follow them, it'll make something that'll blow up in your face. But like,
Jesus.
That's what Jesus.
I think that's a whole nother process.
Yes. Well, well, if it's on an uninhabited asteroid, couldn't we just like plant a bomb there earlier, or get there early, scope it out, make sure it's uninhabited, and then shoot down anything that comes near it, other than inspect a glop ship?
Yeah,
Or just leave hyperspace drive explosive mines around the asteroid. So that
so I need to make the mines.
if we need to leave but we are being attacked, we can jump to hyperspace and detonate the mines at the same time, thus erasing any...
Or we could just use the hyperdrive bomb that we already have and not overcomplicate it.
But the hyperdrive bomb moves the laboratory and through the nebula.
This is not a big deal.
But we want the data in there. We don't want it destroyed.
Yeah, but if it's going south, it's going south.
Right,
yeah.
but if it's going
I mean, I
south
thought the
and we
entire
have...
point of this is that you aren't gonna detonate.
Yeah, it's a threat. It's a threat. It's not like a.
That's what you're hoping, Alex.
Yeah.
That's what you're
That's a hope.
That's...
I don't know.
No,
Mom-
but I think I'm basically agreeing with Paired here. Is like
Yeah.
if
Because
Yeah,
we
I mean,
don't want the data
Here's the
in the
threat.
base to potentially be destroyed if things do go
But
south.
we have the device as a threat to deter them from. So it's like
Right, but the thing
idea
is
that we don't actually
know if the people that will interrupt us give a shit about the base.
True.
There is there's a large
probably
percentage
can-
opportunity
Well,
that
that's
they
what we're
want
like,
the
hey,
base
but-
destroyed so that the evidence gets destroyed.
But it destroys the base. It also destroys the asteroid. So they die either way. Even if it's like, oh, they don't care about the base, they probably care about their own lives.
So, is just one of us going to do the drop, or should 2 of us go, or all of us?
One of us should do the drop. But if, again, 177, if it's on an asteroid and the intent for them is to stop the transmission or, the transaction, what have you, I don't think we will ever get to a point where we can threaten them with the bomb. If it was me trying to stop this drop from happening, I would simply launch a hail of laser fire at it as soon as I see people step foot on the asteroid.
Good thing we
Blast
have
the
our own
asteroid and we're done.
ships to detect that, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is this deterrent may not be a
Well,
deterrent.
So there's a few things to analyze there. That's true. They could orbitally bombard you. It wouldn't really be orbitally because it's an asteroid, but I get what you're saying. However, they like unless a Star Destroyer or something shows up, it would be an attack with fairly like normal sized ships without turbo lasers.
But
which are like the really big ones.
Right, but I'm just saying if they but like even if it's a normal ship, like even if it's just like an X-wing, right?
Yeah,
they can still be hundreds upon hundreds of meters away and just hit us with a bunch of times 10 damage lasers.
Well, they probably wouldn't be able to hit you. You can't aim. People are too small to aim at with ships.
Really? Okay.
And like from the distance you're describing, yes.
All right.
So to accurately hit you guys, he would have to strafing run. If he's in an X-wing.
But still, wouldn't need to talk to us. Or,
no,
our waving, shouting about a hyperdrive deterrent.
I mean, you could broadcast the threat on an open channel.
That sounds like a great idea.
No, I mean, seriously, you could do it anonymously. I mean, you wouldn't need to go all the way to the planet.
I don't think we need to broadcast it. I honestly think that we can just show up.
I feel like a broadcast might be a good idea. Under the name Rito's Scapegoat.
If we have time to talk to him, we show him the dead man's switch. If we don't, we have 2 ships, we can just shoot him down with. And that'll be that.
Well, since you are so... Well, in that case... I'm agreeable.
That's my thought.
Yeah, if everyone is confident in this, I am more than agreeable to this plan. In that case...
Who's going down on the planet, though? That is the next
Well,
question.
whoever is the most confident in the plan, I assume.
Is that...
That sounds like either you or 177, to be honest. But, I believe 177 needs to man the bomb, as it were.
I don't think that anything special has to happen with the bomb.
Oh no, I'm just saying that.
Okay. Cool.
Also, like, who's the better?
Because Z's the better talker, so I'd rather have Z down there than 177.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah, I'm just giving
very
bullshit
good point.
excuses.
Also, my ship does shoot and fly itself better than I can do either of those things.
Well then, perfect. It's settled.
So we don't really need anyone on it in order for it to operate to that extent.
Awesome.
Well, then you will have your ship in defense or attack or whatever mode. We shall man the guns on this ship, and I guess you'll have your ship fly you down. We'll drop you off, since we have, a whisper engine and all that.
Wonderful. My ship can do it. I'm okay with your ship. My ship has stealth capabilities.
Right. Well, it seems as if your ship has actual heavy weaponry. So...
two lasers.
Yes, we do not have those things.
What do you guys have on your ship?
We have ion. We have disabling stuff.
Yeah.
You only have ion weapons?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I switched everything out.
Oh, I think we talked about that. Yeah. So you could disable and board ships rather than blow them up.
Yeah. We don't want to.
Very interesting as well, actually. Huh. Because ion, you could use the ion weapons. So this is something that you guys would be aware of, which is why I'm saying it. But it seems like part of what you guys are worried about is a large response from whatever team is meeting you if they're hostile. Because we're currently all assuming that what isn't going to happen is Inspector Glop shows up, hands you the information, and then you both leave.
Well, that is what we hope for, but...
That is definitely what you hope for, but I think, and I'm not saying it's wrong.
We pioneered a hyperdrive bomb in the eventuality.
I don't think you pioneered it. I think you independently figured out how to do something.
To Corin, 177 is a pioneer of terrorist.
I feel like other
tactics.
people have done it, but definitely not have lived have lived long enough to share it.
I think they've done it and either done something similar to you guys, where they kept the information to themselves, or exactly what you're saying, they fucked it up and blew themselves up.
Or they were in such a dire circumstance that they just used it themselves.
Yeah.
achieve their ends.
Oh, it was like a suicide bomb.
Yeah.
I wanna patent this.
You could get a government military patent.
I should also clarify, this is something they do in Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah, so they owe us royalties.
They take there's a Star Destroyer that they hyperspace. No, maybe it's in one of them. I'll figure out where it's from. But at one point, there's a very large ship, and they expand the hyperdrive shield of a different ship and have it auto take off from inside the hangar, and it just literally rips half the Star Destroyer into hyperspace. It is a sick shot.
Wow.
That might even be in Clone Wars.
What's the environment that this asteroid is on? Is there like air there, or do I need a space suit?
You would not be aware of that. I also imagine that you probably do have a space suit.
Okay.
We should probably get to the astronaut, no?
Astronaut.
Yeah.
Asteroid, yes. The sooner we
Let's
get
do
there, the sooner we can do recon, and the happier we all are.
I'm pretty sure asteroids are defined by not.
Yeah, they don't have an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Well, I didn't know if it was like an abandoned, like, research station or a.
Oh, there could. Yeah. Do the you're gonna have to do the recon phase.
Okay. Okay. Sweet. So I guess we're taking separate ships, or is that what we're saying?
Yeah, we want both ships there. Well, actually, we don't have to take separate ships. You just have to get your ship to fly there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna ride on your ship and like keep my ship like back as far as possible. So it's like
That's like a hidden.
it's gonna like be as stealthy as possible until it's needed.
Okay.
That makes sense. Like running silent, whatever.
Makes sense. All right. Let's go.
Yeah, let's end it.
Oh, maybe it's not a hyperdrive. Maybe it's the giant kyber crystal explosion. Because also in Rebels, they end up intercepting one of the kyber crystals that was originally going to be used as the focuser for the Death Star's planet-destroying laser. And they destroy that one, but the Empire ends up finding a different one.
Okay, so I'm assuming we take off and get out of here.
Yep. Yeah. Your plan can you guys whatever. Can you guys just do a quick step-by-step over the plan again? It's
okay. So we're gonna take both ships towards the asteroid.
Yep.
The low spark is gonna be completely autopiloted by the droids.
Yep.
It's gonna be running like as quiet as possible.
Got it. So like because you're not on it, you could turn off all the life support and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And like whatever I can do, heat, whatever.
Yeah.
You could even take the air, like vent the air out of it if I wanted, or if that helps.
You know what? If you want to be really clever, you could vent the air like as propulsion. It'd be slow, but you could get like the final step into place basically completely silently.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, let's do it. And then we're all three gonna go up on the other ship and scout. They're gonna drop me off for the drop, and then either I get the information, we leave, they pick me up, or it goes south, in which case those ships engage in fighting, and I try to get off planet, or off asteroid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What kind of spacesuit do I have?
In Star Wars, it seems like anything that even passes as a suit of armor is also a spacesuit, and that vacuum of space is relatively friendly.
Okay.
Like, I'm mostly going off Rebels, but, like, occasionally people have, like, exposed hands in space and stuff. It's wild.
Yeah. Or fucking like in Leia in 8. Just.
Well, that's
Chillin'.
a documented Jedi meditation technique.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Never mind.
Yeah, absolutely. It had been canon for a long time before that Jedi were capable of surviving the vacuum of space without
There's also a race too. There's this type of alien that doesn't need suits. I forget which one.
Yeah, there's a few. Verpine are one of them.
Yeah, I think that's like, build like ships and stuff without.
Yeah. The Verpine, they're awesome. It's because they have it's their exoskeleton.
Yeah, they build ships without like life support or like air.
Yeah.
No, I don't need it.
They are also. I don't think it's the Verpines that designed the lawn style droids. I think they're the purchasers of.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was like a Geonosis, or I guess not really Geonosis, but.
Oh, I think they were designed by the Geonosian or something like that. They were designed for an insectile race, and I think the Verpine ended up really liking them because they are insectile.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Designed by insects for insects.
But yeah, one of Luke's original descendants in the Legacy comic series, which is my favorite Star Wars comic series. Check out Legacy if you're listening. He is presumed dead because his starfighter's destroyed, but he actually just meditates in space and gets picked up by salvage pirates instead.
Oh, nice.
Right after, yeah, there's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, you guys are flying through space towards this asteroid. We can assume that either you have waited the correct period of time or whatever, and it is now when you need to be.
Oh no, we want to go now.
Yeah.
Before
well, how early do you want to be?
As early as possible, I guess.
Okay, then yeah, y'all just peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is a facility that you guys are meeting. It appears to be an abandoned asteroid mine. You can land and see what is up if you'd like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of them just dropping me off and then like bugging off.
Are you armed?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna before I send off my ship, I'm gonna go and do it and like crack open this beautiful like mahogany case and inside it's like velvet lines, all this, and there's 2 indents. One of them is empty, for matching dueling pistols. Mm-hmm. So I only have one of the 2, but I'm gonna take out my dueling pistol.
All right.
Which is like, I mean, it's literally the images look like a massive like flintlock wooden. I think it is an energy weapon, but
yeah.
Shoots 1 shot, does 9 damage. Like.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Also has 2 encumbrance, so it's like.
It has like. Is it so? It's like slow firing.
Limited ammo 1, so I can shoot it once per round. So maneuver to reload.
What's it called? I'm fascinated by
that. A dueling pistol. Yeah.
Okay. I will look at the stats for that later.
Yeah, it's super.
But that's very cool. Is there a story behind why you only have 1?
Absolutely, but I have not written it yet.
So what expression? We don't need to get into it, but what expression crosses your face as you look at this single pistol?
Revenge. No, I know the story. So my mentor, it was him and his rival who had these two.
Can we do this in a flashback? So you open this and like we zoom in towards the empty spot of the pistol and zoom back out on the second pistol wherever it is being locked.
Yeah, and so the 2 of them, these two like middle-aged Zeltronian men, who are like stripped down to the waist, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out in this open clearing, and they're looking at each other with just like scorn and hate, and one says to the other, "We were brothers. I trusted you, we had the same mentor. We smuggled for years together." And then the other guy's like, "Business was business. I had to make my decisions. Now square up."
Yeah, absolutely. Is one of these Mr. Z?
Oh no, one of them is Mr. Z's mentor.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's flashes, and they make these like big dramatic like. Well, I don't know. Have you ever seen a flintlock fire? But like how it works is there's two explosions. There's the first one that's set off by the flint, which triggers the powder in the chamber. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a small like puff and with a big flash, and then it shoots. So these are lasers, but like totally for dramatic effect. There's like this.
No, I think it's like because these are pretty powerful for pistols. I think these might be the highest damage pistols in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also have accurate and pierce, so I think there's like a charging.
Okay. But there's
So there's
definitely
like
big
a-
dramatic flashes and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So there's
Unnecessary.
like a flash that's the charging, and then the secondary flash of the discharge.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. And then, and so the whole scene is covered in the smoke of these pistols, and then, that smoke fades back into Mr. Z picking up the gun.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, these things are cool too. Accurate ones,
Yeah.
limited ammo.
Yeah.
How many shots do you have? Or
I
actually,
have-
I think that's generally something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is a limited amount of ammo, so I'm assuming
Yeah.
there's like.
Yeah, I think you do have to like tell me how many. I think it consumes an entire charge pack per shot, and you need to tell me how
Okay.
many charge packs you have.
So, and are charge packs universal, or is it just for?
I think we can. I think they're.
Because I do have another blaster, like a light blaster thing.
Yeah, and that will you pretty much never have to reload that unless you roll 3 threats on a single roll, in which case your
Okay,
charge
yeah.
pack dies.
I'm gonna say I have two charge packs for the dueling pistols, or 3 total, 2 extras.
Yeah, so 1 in it, 2 extras. Got it.
Yeah.
And then 1 in your other pistol.
Yeah, and then one in the concealed, the shadow.
In the holdout blaster.
sheath. Yeah.
All
All right, perfect.
If you're going, it's like a station, so like out of sight of, I guess, like our ship right now.
hmm
Would you mind if I came along? I don't feel quite right about sending you alone to scout.
No, I don't want to give away our position and our firepower and capability. Don't worry, I will be on comms and I will be communicating with you consistently.
Very well.
I mean, if you want to be on planet, like on the ground, that's one thing. But I don't know if you should go into the facility. I think we should just,
What you could do is you could. So if you want to be nearby and all of that, you could land on because this is a very small asteroid compared to a planet. You could land on the other side of the asteroid and be like less than a minute away.
Yeah, we'll do that. Go to the side, cut engines.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Power
want to
on all our
try and find like a shadow to hide your ship in or something?
Yeah.
This is either stealth or pilot. Also, who is piloting?
Jeff, what's your piloting?
My piloting is 2 green.
My piloting is this it doesn't matter. My piloting is insane. I have 3 green and a yellow for piloting.
Okay, so I imagine 177 is piloting.
Yeah.
I am.
I like using the guns.
Yeah.
Corin's in the guns.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of fingering the trigger a little bit.
All right. So,
Ew.
stealth or piloting? Jarrett, 177.
I'm gonna hazard it. Let me check my piloting.
All right. Roll me. This is probably just easy piloting. All right. Yeah.
2 success and advantage.
Yeah. I'll say you're even a little bit closer than you were imagining, and so that this is going to be like a very fast response time if necessary.
Yeah.
And we also have electronic countermeasures, so sensors should be more difficult for sensors to pick us up.
That will only come into effect after you turn the ship back on. If you turn off everything, and you can include life support in that temporarily, you are completely undetectable aside from life form scanners.
Okay.
And with that, the only issue is Corin.
That's also true.
So we get rid of Corin.
Well, that's actually kind of back and forth. Corin can be scanned with life form scanners, but you can be found with electronic scanners.
That's true.
So Corin might have to power you down
Corin.
with the rest of the ship.
Corin just kind of tilts one eyebrow at you.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. You guys land and start flipping all of the the mechanics off, and Corin looks at 177 and he goes, "Please don't."
He goes. You try. You go to hyperspace.
177, it's for the good of everyone. Plus, it's been a while since you charged. Shouldn't you take a nap?
Charge on my own time.
But why don't you charge now so that you're extra charged for what's to come?
I mean, to charge me requires electronics anyway.
Well, potato. I mean,
it's if you're trying to get rid of electronics, you can't.
I mean, we're trying. Yes, that's the goal here.
Then you can't charge me.
Well, but you also can't be exactly on 177. Do you see where we're, butting heads here?
Yeah.
Right
Also,
now, if
light
they
form scanners do tend to be much closer range than electronic scanners, which is why
there we go. See,
a reasonable choice.
I just remembered something, and I bet you remembered it too. 177. I promise I'll turn you on as soon as shit goes south. You can even sit in the pilot seat. That way I can't go anywhere without powering you back on.
I think you could just move me out of the seat. It's not terribly difficult.
That's true, but you know how much I abhor physical labor.
That's true.
It would be, honestly, not even worth trying to move you. I would just power you back on. My hands are just slowly wandering over towards 177.
Yeah.
So, I'll see you in a second, 177.
At least let me go with dignity.
I mean... You're not going anywhere, just power yourself down. Stop making such a big deal about it. Do it every time we have to sneak through a blockade.
He's gonna sit in the pilot seat and just kind of like ragdoll. Not even like a graceful to shut down. It just goes limp.
I imagine we have this argument every time we have to sneak by someone.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hey, well, good luck, Mr. Z.
We're also
been over live comms, and Mr. Z is just like trying to focus on investigating this specifically.
Oh, does the Pike helmet have its own oxygen supply?
It's not a helmet. You're just wearing the faceplate mask part.
Oh, okay.
But then again, they wear the masks because...
Yeah, but I'm sure it's filled with a different gas other than oxygen, right?
Yeah, so I think you basically have two options. Neither of them are friendly to you. Either it's just the brass part and not the mask part, or it's the full mask, but the mask is full of a gas you can't breathe. So. Well,
I mean, I'm assuming there's a canister of gas that I can take off, right?
Yeah, but either way, you can't use it as an oxygen mask, I think.
Could I... Do we have any oxygen tanks for the, spacesuits?
Destiny Point says yes.
How important how long can I survive with no life support?
With no oxygen in space, there is rules for holding your breath and suffocation.
Well, right, but I mean, the ship I'm not venting the oxygen in our ship.
Oh, how long can you survive in the ship?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, without life support on the ship.
A while. You're probably gonna freeze to death before you asphyxiate to death. You have an entire ship's worth of oxygen to breathe.
Easy, okay. That could start a little
I'm gonna
fire.
say easily half an hour before cold starts to drain your strain, and that's probably what gets you first.
Cold. Okay. Could I put on a spacesuit to ward off the cold?
Yeah, you can. There's definitely things you can do to ward that off.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try to keep everything off for as long as possible.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll say with layering up and stuff, you probably have closer. I'm gonna say you probably have 3 or 4 hours of oxygen, which puts you well past the time of this meeting.
Okay.
And that you can, it's gonna be a while before you're uncomfortably cold.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming if I have a spacesuit, that'll protect me enough to be in space. Wearing it indoors will help.
Well, spacesuits are usually powered, is the thing.
Unfortunately.
They're not insulated. They're climate controlled. It's like in the Mandalorian when he pulls his armor off and it's all electronic.
Nope.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Alright, that's fair. I'll still sit in it. It makes me feel comfortable.
Oh, it's absolutely still layers and warmer, and I imagine they're you could get all of your fancy robes and put them on at once kind of thing,
Oh yeah. I have many fancy robes.
Yeah. So I imagine you've just kind of built yourself a little nook in the corner.
On the gutting seat, on the co-pilot's chair.
Perfect.
I'll kind of move 177's like head the other way, so it doesn't see how ridiculous I look. Even though he's off, I don't want him seeing that.
Nice, yeah. And you look like that kid whose mom doesn't want him to get sick out in the cold, who can't put his arms down his back properly because of all the layers he's wearing. Meanwhile, Mr. Z is exploring this facility. It's not large. It's probably like the size of one of the wings of Wellesley High School. Which, for those of us that did not go to high school with the four of us, like a medium-sized warehouse.
Yeah. Sick. Is there like atmosphere in here or life support, or is it all off? Like, is it all vacuum?
So, what do you have on you that would let you figure that out?
Well, I'm assuming I'm in a spacesuit, no?
Yeah, no, you are.
Of some kind.
Yeah, and so does it have scanners? Probably.
I'm assuming it has, like, I mean, I don't use this very
I think
often,
it's reasonable to assume that anything does have...
I don't think it has anything like a scanner, but it definitely has, like, a pressure reader, or, like, at least something that tells me, like, how much oxygen I have left, like, what the environment is, you know?
Yeah. I think...
Like,
yeah,
I don't...
walk in, no, there is not anything in the... Yeah, currently you walk in and you look at your readout, and it's reading vacuum.
Okay. In which case, I'm gonna, like... Can I make a roll to, like, scout it out, to, like, stealth around and look and see what I see? Is that skullduggery, stealth?
This would be stealth.
Perception? Stealth? Okay.
Stealth, yeah. Let me... Give me just a second. I think you are rolling against... I think you're rolling against medium. I'm gonna flip a destiny point. 1 red, 1 purple.
Okay. And can I give myself a blue by saying that before they dropped me off, we did, like, a long range scan of, like, the architecture to, like, so I just have, like, some mental idea as to, like, the blueprint of this.
I'll for a destiny point, you can retcon that, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
There is also, so you would also be aware that there is some powered up electronic equipment in the basement of this facility, if you scan it.
Sweet. What does that add to my roll? Is that gonna be an upgrade, or?
Yep, yeah. You so the reason it was a full destiny point was that you were also getting that.
Okay. That is 1 threat.
Yeah, so I believe I've never been fully clear as whether or not a lack of successes is a failure, or if you need net fails to actively fail. But I think how I'm gonna rule this is, I think somehow you're forced to hide.
Okay.
It's not a failure as in you're found, but I think it's a failure as in you're somehow put in a position where it's going to be harder for you to continue to sneak around. I think you notice a camera on one of the walls.
And I, like, instead of methodically, like, finding blind spots and, like, all that kind of stuff, I kind of just freak out and, like, dive into
yeah, and if you want to roll stealth again, it'll be harder because now you do have to find those blind spots and stuff. Also, you did not roll your blue. Oh no, you upgraded your check. Okay,
yeah,
that's fair as well.
Yeah, I want to try to stealth again. I want to try to check out that equipment. So that's gonna be a hard this time.
So are you just, like, inspecting the camera?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to, like, work my way around to, like, blind
Give me,
spot.
like, an easy computers just to, like, see what's up with the camera.
Okay, I'm very good at computers. That is a success and a threat. So they definitely see me. Like, I feel like it definitely gets a recording of who I am or like what I'm doing.
Interesting.
But I also
what are you saying your like objective there was? What do you think like? What's the success?
Well, I guess it's computers, so I guess I'm trying to like know like I'm trying to get around the cameras, I guess, or maybe I'm trying to like notice the wiring and like trying to figure out like where the blind spots are and where the different cameras are located and all that kind of stuff.
So to some degree, you're attempting to basically remove the cameras from the picture.
Or navigate around them.
Yeah, which is in a sense removing them from the picture. I think what you do is, I don't think they detect you. I think they're able to detect presence, basically. So it's like your back or something as you're sneaking through the last part of it. They don't necessarily know. They won't be able to like connect you to anything else you've done, but if someone's watching, they're aware someone's in the.
Yeah. Sick.
And I'm gonna say there's not two threats, so I think you probably know that too.
I know that they didn't see me.
No, you know that they saw. You know that you ended up on camera.
Oh, okay.
You don't know like the exact detail of what they saw, but you realize like, crap, I ended up in a camera view at one point.
Yeah, I'm gonna relay that quickly on the comms. Corin, got spotted on a camera system. Working around it now, but just be aware. There is some surveillance here.
So the question is, are the comms, like wrist comms, are they enough to be picked up by electronic scanners?
That is a very good question.
Because I'm worried Corin might have turned it off.
I think there's a chance he did, yeah.
Okay, and I don't know that.
Yeah, I guess I guess you get like static because it doesn't go through.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
How am I going to contact you if?
Yeah, Corin didn't think this through.
Okay.
He just went into turn everything off mode.
Second destiny point, and you guys could like Baird could have like a flare gun or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
Could we have like? Well, I feel like we're in situations where we want to be stealthy a fair bit. Could we get like something that's shielded for a destiny point?
So, I think the destiny point is either going to be you left your comms on and are hoping that the electronic scanners are not powerful enough to detect them, and therefore it's subtle, or it's a flare gun and is therefore you're impossible to scan, but it can only really be used in like I need to get the fuck out of here moment.
I think flare gun. Ooh, I think better. Like, how far away? Do they have direct visuals on the facility?
They got the advantage, so yeah, I think they're like very close. They've managed to find like there's like a small cave that they've backed far enough into that the ship's like completely invisible.
Okay. So like a flare gun, or like is there like flashbang grenades? I don't know, or something like that. Something that makes like a big.
Yeah, so you're not gonna want something that makes noise because that won't work.
Well, no, but flashing like
yeah,
a big.
Yeah, light absolutely.
Like a 9-bang or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I have something like that.
Yeah, we can determine exactly what it is when it becomes relevant.
Or if we're fine, right?
So that is now in place.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna work my way around the cameras just with the general goal of making it to the electronic equipment base.
Yeah. So you eventually make it to a like a shielded off room, basically.
Mm-hmm. Is there a way to get through the shield? Can I just step through it?
No. This is one of those like you know the ones that like keep. Oh, that's a good question.
Were you gonna say the droids?
No, I was gonna say the ones that are on hangars, but ships also fly through those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be both. It could be a metal wall and also a shield.
No, I think you can see through. Yeah, I just don't know how shields work super in Star. I think I don't.
The
I think
hanger
it's a
shields,
physically-
people can go through them because at least in the last Star Wars movie, Rey jumped through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the hangar. They don't want her to leave, and she just jumps out of the through the shield.
Oh, okay. Then yes, you can walk through.
Okay, I'm gonna very cautiously go through.
Uh,
Dueling pistol ready.
Yeah, the familiar, weird. It's not super comfortable walking through steel shields. I imagine it's like a static shock, basically like all over your body.
Yeah.
So you get that familiar, uncomfortable, like prickling sensation as you move through. You are able to see through the shield. They are clear. So you know that you are simply walking into an empty hallway. But that does not mean you are going to be any less cautious, I assume. The hallway is lit. It goes... I think there's one door on either side of the hallway, one close to you on your right, one further down on the left, and it has like a 90-degree turn at the end of it.
Okay. I'm gonna go through the first door first.
Okay.
Close. Right.
That one's locked.
Okay. I'm going to pick it.
All right. Yeah, it is a physical lock, not a electronic one. So this will be easy skullduggery.
That is 3 successes and an advantage.
All right. It's a broom closet, but what's kind of handy in this broom closet?
What's kind of handy is, oh geez. There's like, ooh, I don't know.
What about some like caustic cleaning chemicals?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, something. There's like a industrial metal cleaner because this is a mining facility, and so it's like pretty nasty stuff.
Yeah. So if it gets on you, it's bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna it's like a spray can or something.
I think it's just like a gallon bottle, basically.
Okay.
Like, you know where, like, bleach comes in?
Yeah, okay. Sweet, I'm gonna grab that, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh, are there any glass, like, vials or jars in here, maybe?
In the broom closet. I think not.
Okay, never mind.
Anyways.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna grab the gallon jug. And just keep pushing to the next doors.
Yeah, the next door is open, and inside appears to be some sort of maintenance room for mining machinery. There's like disassembled drills. There is disassembled drills. There might be some like droids that have been partially dismantled or are in the process of being reassembled, things like that.
Yeah, okay, sweet. I'm gonna keep pushing.
All right. Round the corner. The hallway extends probably another 10 or so feet and ends at a closed door.
Okay. I'm gonna approach it.
All right. You are standing in front of a door.
I'm gonna try to stealthily open this door, maybe?
Yeah. Do you want to roll me neutral stealth? Let's just see how stealthy you are here.
That is
Neutral.
Wait,
Yeah,
that was
against
not neutral. Okay, let's try that again. That is advantage.
Night and day.
So yeah, you are able to. Let's think about this. What type of door is it? How is it opening? I think with 2 advantages, I think this door might already be partially open.
It's a sliding door, like it's a double sliding door, but it's not glass. It's like a metal double sliding door, and it's broken. So the mechanism that like opens it and closes it is broken. So you just have to manually pull it open, but it doesn't make it all the way.
And it's been like left partially open.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the doors is pulled like a quarter of the way apart, so that if it's definitely enough for you to like slip in, but I assume you peek in first.
Yeah, I'm gonna peek in.
Yeah. In front of you, there is a room. You can't tell what the original purpose of this room is, but you know with great certainty what its purpose is now. It has been lined with sheets of disposaplast. I'm gonna call it, which is just a thin plastic material that can be applied over things in sheets and then removed later when you're doing things like painting and stuff. Or, in this case, to catch blood sprays. There are 2 IMDSC spec ops on either side of a chair. You can't tell who is in the chair because in between you and the figure in the chair is a Twi'lek facing away from you.
Do we know what race Gorp the cop?
Glop was human.
Gorp is human. Okay. Interesting. Jeez. Well, I being Mr. Z and Mr. Z being very, very confident. I'm gonna like have my, I'm gonna have my dueling pistol out. I'm gonna slide out that stun grenade or whatever. I think it's a stun grenade. I want it to be a stun grenade. I feel like we flip the lights out.
Oh, the thing you have?
The signal
is a stun grenade. Interesting.
I think, do those emit lots of light?
Yeah, they do. They emit like crackling lightning.
But aren't you like in a hallway through like multiple
I think he's gonna throw it at them.
I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not hoping to signal us. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
you.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Go.
Yeah. You won't be able to signal them from down here because you are underground in a hallway.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. There's no like big windows. Okay. Got it. No, never mind then. What I'm gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going for. So
the cleaning fluids.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm assuming are highly volatile and will get really nasty if like shot.
Yeah, I don't think they. Ooh, I don't think you know this, but I don't think they're volatile in that they're flammable. I think they're volatile in that they will turn gaseous very quickly.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I'm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have the dueling pistol in one hand and the jug in the other hand. I'm assuming none of the people in the room have suits on. This is
the IMDSC do.
They do have like
the spec ops are in full armor. Yes.
Okay. Oh, never mind. I'm gonna go with the stun grenade.
Okay.
So,
well, I will say there is a chance that this will straight up eat through their armor.
Oh,
remember,
okay.
this is like
Yeah.
we're mining and a bunch of rocks like stuck to our drill, and we are gonna dissolve those rocks off.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
No. This is like
this is like Drano.
Yeah, this is like I think it's probably called like rock cleaner or something. Like we'll remove rock coatings. Yeah, Drillo.
Okay, so I got my gallon of Drillo in one hand, my dueling pistol in the other, and with my foot I'm gonna like quickly, nudge open the door and then be like, "Hey, don't move."
Right.
And just barge in.
Yeah, so there is 2 things you realize as you do this.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is, I don't know if it is either. I don't think it's really neither bad nor good. It simply is. It might even be expected. As the Twi'lek turns around and moves a little bit to the side as they do, you're able to see that the figure in the chair, who has clearly been beaten extensively, is Inspector Glop.
Yeah.
Much more surprising, the Twi'lek. Well, roll me perception.
Okay.
This is easy perception, but I'm gonna give you 2 black.
Cool. That is a triumph, a success, and a disadvantage.
Okay, I think the disadvantage is going to be this is going to cause you to react a little bit slower than you would have out of surprise, and you're going to have a black on your roll.
Sure.
The triumph you can spend however you'd like. The success is that you recognize that this is Arbesh.
Arbesh. Oh,
Yes.
interesting. The one who was supposed to be dead.
Yes, the Twi'lek who everybody watched get killed during the election.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So I'm gonna be, hey, sit down. Okay. Here's how it's gonna go. 3 things are gonna happen. Well, one of 3 things is gonna happen. Well, one of 2 things is gonna happen. Two or 3. Okay, depending, right? 1, you're gonna tell me what the fuck's happening. Or 2, I'm gonna throw this in the air, eat away your suits, eat away your lungs, and then get the hell out of here. Or 3, you're gonna kill me, and then my friends in my spaceship are gonna send a fucking hyperdrive into this asteroid. So, choose. It's probably coercion.
Yeah, I kind of want to decide. I think you have to roll initiative.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, that's vigilance, I think, right? Because I know what's happening.
This is vigilance. Yes, it's cool for them because they are being ambushed.
Great. I have one green for vigilance, and I have 3 green and the yellow for cool.
Well, I think you could argue.
I mean, I didn't really plan this out ahead of time. Like, I kind of just went for it.
Like, I think it can be cool because you're like jumping in there and then counting on your ability to react before them, as opposed to jumping out mid-action. You know.
Yeah.
Cool is for calculating initiative if they've prepared for combat mentally.
Oh, vigilance is if they haven't. Oh, so it's vigilance for them. Okay.
Oh, okay.
If that happens.
Also, I did get a triumph on my perception roll. I don't know what.
Yeah, what do you want to do with that? That can be a lot of things.
Could that be back to Corin, or no?
Ooh.
Like, could Corin realize he's turned off his shit?
Oh, can Corin, like, turn their comm back on?
Yeah.
Or like Mr. Z has an override that like turns it back on. I don't know.
I like the idea that Corin like perchance like happens to turn his comm back on, like just to check in.
Now I'm getting bored. It's cold.
As I say, Arbesh, like, why the hell are you alive? You know.
Yeah. I like that.
Well, can I see through it or no?
I don't think so.
Okay, unfortunately.
I think he would have to, because you guys have just live comms so that you can generally hear each other when you're talking. I think Baird would have to or Mr. Z would have to like specifically initiate. Yeah.
Got you.
So you can hear it. You'll be able to hear everything that's happening in here. I imagine that it turns on when he's like. I imagine it starts when he's like, all right, 1 of 3 things, 2 or 3, but something's gonna happen here.
I kind of like jackknife upwards, looking around. The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you want to say what you do, or do you want to think about what you're doing, and then when it becomes relevant to what Mr. Z is doing, you can just say that it's happening? So sorry, I should.
I mean, I feel like
clearly.
I'm
you want a scene now with you doing something, or do you want to cut back to Mr. Z's scene and then at one point you're gonna be like, and Corin busts in?
If I can do the latter, that works.
Yeah, absolutely.
But could I switch on something. 177 now though, just so he can also. Like, I'm not ditching 177.
Yeah, you will be doing things this whole time.
Gotcha.
It's just we won't see them until it becomes relevant to the other scene.
Okay.
So as long as you don't do anything like crazy difficult, or if you do,
Bust in
we'll
with
just have
Rise
to roll
Mando.
for it in post, you know.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Mr. Z is talking to these folks.
Am I rolling initiative still? Here?
I'm gonna say that you also know that Corin can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they're like the orange light on your comms, which is back to green or something.
Sure. Initiative, right? Should I roll that?
Yes.
Is that opposed? That's unopposed, right?
No.
Okay, 2 advantages. This is not a combat character.
Well, you have
Okay.
a big gun, so.
Yeah, but I have 2 greens to shoot it. So I can shoot it once per round.
So. Let me find the other people in this room.
Oh. Actually, could I also roll? Just because if I'm assuming it's a 2-way comms, right?
Yeah, you can roll.
So could I also like talk through it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. So you and 117 can roll initiative as well. And
Would this be cool for me, or is this vigilance? Because I had no fucking idea.
This is vigilance for you.
All right.
What am I rolling?
You're also vigilance.
Vigilance. Cool.
Oh, because
Ready
I'm just
for a low
switching you
roll.
on, and you're just hearing shouting.
Oh shit.
Oh, wait, you haven't rolled.
Yo, Inspector Glaw pulling it out.
3 advantages.
So Baird's looking like Mr. Z's going last.
Mr. Z is currently going last. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Also,
I know. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
I just have a quick question. Like, how long do y'all want to go? Because we've been going for almost 3.5 hours.
Oh.
We've been going
I
for
mean,
3 hours.
This would be
3 hours?
a really interesting place to cut.
Yeah, I'm
we
not saying
could.
no. I just
Oh,
This-
before
I
we
just
forget
like-
though, doesn't Mr. Z have a black on his initiative?
yeah.
From what?
Yeah, because of the surprise from.
It was
Arva.
I think you got a threat for something. I forget.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not to
Okay.
fuck you, but
No, you're good. I'm quite good to go. I have a hard out at 6. So I need to-
Yeah, let's.
We
I
could-
don't
we
want
could
to
call
risk
it
running up against the hard out with
Yeah,
this
okay.
scene being partway through then.
Okay.
Let's just not keep these initiative rolls then, and we will open next time with rolling initiative.
all right.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good. Well,
And this
So-
is like I'm sure everyone is aware. This is very much like the conclusion we're jumping up on.
all right.
Yeah.
So join us next week to find out more about why
Finale
Arbish
part
is still
2.
alive, what's going on, and will Mr. Glob survive long enough for Corin to kill him?
Or Mr. Z, for that matter.
Well,
I was gonna say the caustic bomb definitely is a potential issue for Inspector Glob.
yeah. So those 2 points. Why is Arbish here, and will Inspector Glop survive the rock
Or
varnish?
will he be
polish
killed by Mr. Z?
by Mr. Z in a fitting
Mr. Z
fitting
kill
end?
Everybody in the room.
Join us
I will
next
say,
week.
Mr. Z does not have to fight this combat.
But
I mean, I do have an ability which lets me prevent people from attacking me. So
Yeah, I mean, and we'll find out how this goes.
yeah,
Why is Arbesh alive? What does that mean for the implications of this? Why are the IMDSC Spec Ops aware? All these questions and more.
yeah. So once again, join us next Thursday at 2 p.m. for the exciting conclusion. And with that, we're gonna sign off. See everyone.